And we are live on Monday night.
Hello, everybody, wherever you may
Good
be.
evening. See who the first one in is. It was Jessie back last time. There you go. She's there again. Jessie back. First one in.
Oh, wow,
Hello, Jessie
brilliant. Well
back.
done, Jessie.
Pitbull Sleuth, Mandy Hall, Stephanie M, Adam Apel. Hello.
Oh, hang on a minute. I've just got to get my screen up, Dad. If you could just do
Hippie
the
Love, Kim Timlin, Bunny Rabbit, Fairly Vague, Brooks Channel, Janet Hussein, Francis Hanson, Fraulein Amanda, Helen
Okay.
Alini, Marie Chapman. Good evening.
Hi, Lisa Gunter, Tabitha's Treasures, Alia Woods, Brandy Brown, and our gorgeous Tracy LDH, and Jules Kitchener.
Buffy B, Maria S, Under the Roses, Sharon H, Leaping Lizard. Hello.
Inky Pinky. Hello, Inky Pinky. Good morning. Stardust, Sloople, South Pole Elf. Hello, welcome back.
That's a new one, isn't it? Inky Pinky. I heard that one before.
Pinky. And Sloople. Have you been here before, Sloople? And Miss Gorgeous Dog Lover. Hello.
Ginger Ninja. Brooks Channel, I think I said that one. Tiggy P, Jojo, De Rigueur. Is that pronounced right? De Rigueur or Rigueur?
We always struggle with that one, don't we?
Louise Brown. Hello.
Fairy 66, Gadget Inspector. Hey, Gadget. Sandy Blue, Bunny Rabbit, and Leslie A. Hi, everybody.
So you should all be receiving your spanners as you come in. Tracy's sorting that out. That looks to be working all okay, doesn't it?
Hey, Bonnie Armstrong, Debs, Melissa Susie, Stephanie M, Anne-Marie Chapman. Oh, we mentioned Marie, I think. And Cam's fan. Howdy, team.
Cyanide 77. That's the clever one, isn't it? The clever name there. Kitty Bloom. Hello. Gadget Inspector.
Hippo.
Hippo. So I'm just having a sip of my coffee.
Pitbull Sleuth, Jojo, Fairly Vague.
Ginger Ninja. Just wait for a few more to...
Mandy Hall, Mancheese, and Little Books. Hello, everybody. It's lovely to have you here with us tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, depending where you are.
It's always difficult to know, isn't it, what to say, because automatically you want to say good evening, because it's evening here in the UK, obviously. But then you think, well, it's not evening, is it, in Australia or America or Canada or Ireland or...
So we are all Neo. Hi, Caitlin UK. Ickle Darling. Oh, that's cute. Ickle Darling. Under the Roses. Lisa Slater. Hello, Lisa. We were chatting last night, weren't we, in VP's Live? And Helen Rowley. Hi, Helen.
Poor Tracy's got a work cut out. Too many of you to say hello. Just put hello, everyone. That'll probably cover it, wouldn't it?
So John Davis. Hi, my name is Dana. I hope it's Dana, not Dana, but it's under John. Same, really. Wish you would call me. Oh, Deanna. Sorry, Deanna. It's evening and you're in bed. Well, welcome, Deanna.
Lisa Slater. It's almost 5 p.m. here. I wonder where that is then. And Caitlin is watching Corrie while she's watching us. Well, there's it's possibly more drama here, isn't there? So turn that Corrie off. Yeah. That's what I say.
Oh boy, it's 5:22 a.m. cold and dark in South Australia. Oh, I never imagine it being cold and dark in Australia. It's one thing I don't really ever think of. No, that it would be cold and dark.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us at this unearthly hour.
Yeah, 5:22. That's amazing.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, very impressive. So we're hoping Summer and Outback will join us as well.
Yep, Summer Rains. Good morning. 3:53. 3:53. Cold as flipping heck. Or hecking flip. Should say. Wow, that's amazing. Thanks for coming in, Summer. 3:53. My God. That is
Have you got
early.
a cold, Dad? You keep sniffing.
Yeah, I have a little bit actually. Let me just mute my thing a second.
So Buffy B, hi Buffy B. Having trouble waking up, so just going to lie in bed and listen. It's freezing and 5 degrees. Oh, Buffy.
Why is it cold everywhere? It seems to be cold everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not really been too cold today here in the UK. It's I mean, it's not been bright and sunny, but it's been reasonable.
Is it warm anywhere? Is anyone anywhere that is nice and hot or warm?
Oh, Miss Doglover said it's nice and sunny in Kent.
Oh, there you go.
And it's not getting dark till about 10 o'clock at night here, is it, in the UK?
Yeah.
Which is lovely.
I think, is it today? Is it today or this week's the longest day, isn't it? I think in
21st.
21st.
It'll be the longest day. Yeah.
So we're just building up to that.
Oh, Desiree, your chestnuts are roasting on an open fire.
Sounds like a song.
Yes, it's a Christmas song, is it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sing.
I'll keep trying to get you to sing, don't I? But it hasn't worked yet.
Not going to happen, Dad. It's not going to happen. Diana Mulroney, hello, welcome.
Is Outback around in summer, or is he snoring in bed? I don't blame him.
No, Tracy, I'm not going to sing.
I suppose that begs the question, Phoebe. What happened to the rapper? I know someone's
the rapper.
ask.
Oh, yeah, no, that's still. The thing is, every time I finish it, I think of a couple of extra lines that I want to put in. So I'm sort of adding another little verse here and there. So yeah, once I'm going to have to get to the point where it's like, no, that's it, finish, and then I'll get it sung or rapped, and then we'll upload it.
Yeah, it's not going to be like 3 hours long, is it? If you keep adding to it.
Oh no. No, it'd be 3 minutes long, I would imagine, if that. Did everybody see Broom Hoover this morning? The return of Broom Hoover on our backup channel TP2. Trace, have you got a link for TP2 that you can pop in just for anybody who's not aware of it? We popped a video on there this morning with Broom Hoover, and Tracy's drawn a Broom Hoover, and it's so funny. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's got some quite good comments already, isn't it? That is very funny.
Yeah. So genetic code. I'm still patiently waiting for my Schlooper Chat mug merch. So there's the backup channel link, everybody. If you haven't already subscribed, we do put a lot of our AD videos on there because obviously we have to be very careful of getting copyright strikes. So that's why they're in cartoon format, because he can't strike us that way.
That's right. I know probably most of you already subscribed over there, but we're just trying to make sure that any sort of newcomers and stuff are aware of the channel. That's the reason why we have been pushing it a little bit lately. So
yeah, Cyanide. Yes, Tracy does the animations. She is brilliant, isn't she? She draws them all freehand herself, so they're all TP originals.
Yeah, she's absolutely amazing with that. I don't know how she does it, really. I couldn't do that. That's
Well, I was saying to Tracy today that I think she missed her calling, really. I mean, she is in the sort of art and design world, but I think she should have been in the TV and movie world with her amazing drawings.
She's just saying she's redoing his teeth, apparently.
Yes. Oh my goodness. She adds a little bit of hair. I said to her, the cartoon AD will end up having more hair than the real AD. But yeah, she adds, when we get really angry, she sort of goes and adds a little bit more nose hair or a bit of ear hair just to sort of take out the frustration.
He's going to be a werewolf soon, then, isn't he? Probably.
He'll need some of Outback's shaving foam. Did everybody see that? Outback did a really funny video where he had loads of shaving foam all over his head and his face. That was really funny. I'm sure that Tracy will pop a link to Outback's channel in as well for anybody that wants to subscribe to Outback.
Yeah, I think Summer's getting a bit worried about her husband. Actually, maybe strange videos.
Outback is on his way. He got signed to be an extra in a movie yesterday. Wow, Summer Rains. What movie is that, dare I ask?
That's good news, isn't it? Must be a pretty good actor, actually.
I think Summer's pulling our leg there about being signed as an extra. I think, Dad.
Too gullible, aren't we?
Well, you are.
I am, yeah.
So yeah, we have a movie star amongst us. We are all Neo. Hey, Baroness.
Could be a Team Phoenix movie in the future then, maybe.
Hey, Baked Pineapple. Sorry if we miss anybody. Helena, Eleni, Stardust.
Brandy
We
Brown.
like to include everybody, but
Meek Brown.
Mick. Hi, Mick.
Mick.
Who's that? Nike Hercules MM19. Has everybody seen AD's poker face? That reminds me of the Lady Gaga song.
Poker Face.
Poker Face. Yeah, I quite like Lady Gaga.
I think his actual image, is for his channel, the picture. I think that's actually a picture from one of his poker days, I think. And they've kind of blurred it and made it grey and stuff, haven't they?
What, the his little...
Yeah, his little logo, yeah.
Watermark thing, or...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of his old poker pictures, I think. I'd like to poke him in the face.
I'm sure you're not alone. Yes, Fraulein, he was known as All in Vin. Because obviously that's one of the terms, isn't it, in poker? They say, I'll go all in. So he was known as All in Vin.
All in Vin, yes, indeed.
There's quite a lot about it online, actually. If you Google All in Vin, I'm sure there'll be lots come up. Yeah, he drank a vat of Vin. Jojo, he drank a vat of Vin. What's a vat of Vin?
That's like one of those tongue twisters, isn't it? A vat of Vin, a vat of Vin.
Nose hair detective, leaping lizard, yes.
Right, I suppose we better sort of make a start, really, haven't we? What we got? We've been going for 20 minutes already, nearly. Wow, he's certainly been busy on this channel, hasn't he? Making up a load of lies. So we've been looking into it, haven't we? It was when was it? It wasn't yesterday, was it? It was the day before. He was on about the somebody going into the house, wasn't he, in September?
Yes, and I got really confused, didn't I? Because I watched his premiere and I couldn't make head nor tail of it. I couldn't work out how the woman walking up to the house at 9 o'clock in the morning resulted in the cops being in the house at 3 o'clock in the morning in the dark.
Yes, that's right. Well, this is how he's kind of confuses people, you see. And he was actually called out on it during the live debate after someone gave him the discovery page of the police report that he was referring to, and it just completely kind of washed away everything that he was saying. It's actually quite funny to watch, and he kind of went into defensive mode. Because what he was, trying to plant the seed into everyone's head was the fact that someone had gone in there at night, sort of 3 in the morning, had gone in, knew the code how to get in, knew how to disable the alarm, obviously had gone in, got something, and had probably gone out the back. And I was actually watching the premiere that he showed, and somebody said in the chat, they said, "Oh, is it NK?" And he actually said yes. He said yes, it is NK. So it's quite clear. He even said it himself, what the seed that he was trying to implant into people's heads. But the fact is that it was a woman. This is all in the discovery. If anyone wants to look it up, it's on page 1140. The discovery is actually a woman that went in there at 9:09 hours in the morning. They were caught on Nate's CCTV.
Well, she didn't actually go in though, Dad, did she?
Oh, sorry, no, yeah, she didn't go in, yeah. She just went up to the house. So nobody actually went into the house at all. They checked around the whole house. They checked the back. I think the screen door, I think it had a screen door on the back, and I think that was open, which maybe had triggered something. Because Sandy got a text, I think it was, from somebody, presumably Nate, to say that the back door was open. So she then obviously got in touch with the police. The police went round, I think it was about 6:05 in the evening. They checked around the whole property. There was no sign of entry. The back door had a security bar going across it. The curtains hadn't been moved. This is all in the report. So clearly no one had gone in or out the back. So what they then did, I think they mentioned that they saw the garage lights were on. That's the only bit that's confused me. The garage lights were on, which they noted. But then I think they went, and then I think they were called back by Frank in the evening. It was about just before 8 o'clock, saying that neighbours, probably Nate, had seen the garage lights on, which obviously are going to show up in the dark, aren't they? So they may have been on during the day, but obviously they're going to show up more at night. They then went back at, I think it was, I don't know why, but they went back at like 3 in the morning because it's on the body cam footage. They went back at 3 in the morning. The police went in and found nothing basically. And then they confirmed with Nate that he had on his Xfinity security system this woman who'd walked up to the house at 9 in the morning. So really it was fuss about nothing. But he created this massive story that some woman had crept in the middle of the night. It was all complete rubbish.
If a lady was trying to sneak into the house, she's not going to walk up to the door at 9 o'clock in the morning, is she?
Exactly. So that would have been, clear image, wouldn't it? 9 o'clock in the morning. They'd have had that on Nate's CCTV, clear as anything. They would have had that person.
Yeah, and the discovery does say that Nate was able to show them a video of this lady, and there was apparently a black SUV driving around, but the police said that he didn't observe anybody getting in or out of that vehicle. And to be honest, there are hundreds and thousands of black SUVs everywhere, aren't there? So they're very popular vehicle. So that doesn't mean anything.
No,
and also there was another time when the defence team were in the house, but that was during the day, because there's more footage of the defence team where the police have obviously had a phone call and they go and knock on the door, and it's broad daylight. I mean, I could find the time, but it's broad daylight, and they open the door and just say, "Oh, hi, yes, we're Chris Watts' defence team." So that was a totally separate incident. So It was very, very confusing to me. And he was being rather nasty, I felt, about Nate.
Yeah.
Although he kept calling him Nath as well, but he called him Swivelhead, and I just think that's horrible.
Yeah, nosy Nate and all this sort of thing.
Nosy neighbour, and saying, Nate's had his 15 minutes of fame. He's all on these chat shows. Why won't he show us the video of the footage of the lady? Well, you know, there's obviously a reason why it's not being shown, and whether that's because it's absolutely nothing, totally irrelevant, and I thought maybe they didn't want this poor woman, whoever she is, she might just be, you know, like an Avon lady, I know, you know, but the equivalent of just somebody as innocent as anybody, and then they didn't want to sort of plaster her face all over the internet and all over, you know, the news channels, because it would be bound to be picked up by the media. So maybe they're not showing it just to protect the lady who it was. They don't want to show her face to everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they don't have to show everything, do they? You know, some people, you know, AD seems to think that they should show absolutely everything. Why aren't they showing this? Why aren't they showing that? And so, well, maybe like you say, it's probably just completely irrelevant. Well, that person doesn't want to be made public. You know, they don't know what sort of backlash they're going to get, do they? If it's
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine they contacted the lady or found her if they were able to track her down. And for all we know, she might have said, "Oh, yeah, I'm happy to help. I'll tell you why I was there, but please, please, if you've got footage, don't show it. I don't want everybody, you know, to see me. I wouldn't want to be like poor Betty, bless her. She's probably never seen so much of herself, but she never imagined that she'd end up on YouTube, you know, bless her. So I wouldn't like it.
no, so of course, you know, of course they wouldn't. So I mean, the fact that they went up, you know, they went up to the front door at 0900 hours. This is something else that they tried to twist during the chat. People started saying, "Oh, maybe it means 9 o'clock in the evening, or it's maritime hours, or some complete rubbish like that." And and then he even started going on about, oh, well, they could have it wrong in the discovery files. They do get things wrong in the discovery files. He actually said this. You know, they could be wrong. They probably got the wrong time in there. And I'm thinking, why are you making this up? You know, and you know what I mean. It's and someone said to him, I actually wrote this down. This is what someone put in the chat in the premiere. So they put, oh, so NK um, entered the house, disconnected the alarm because she had the codes to the alarm, and he was like, yeah, that's right. You know, he wants everyone to believe again that it was NK going into the house in the middle of the night and getting something, and he clearly hasn't read the discovery files, or is clearly trying to cover up the discovery files and just give, wrong information out.
Is there any evidence out there that NK was ever given either of these? Because there's like a doorbell code, isn't there, or a door code, and then an alarm code. So there's two codes. Well,
Correct.
why would she even have the code? She was there twice, from what we know. She was at Watts house twice on two occasions. There's nothing. I've not seen any evidence that she was ever provided the door code or the alarm code.
No. And don't you think maybe the Rzuceks may have changed the code?
Well, very possibly.
Or the police may have changed the code, or
Yeah, very possibly. So it's all just
that whole show was a
narrative.
complete and utter exercise in sort of blurring the facts or ignoring the facts and creating a narrative. His NK narrative. That's all it was. That's all it was.
I think it was our very own Jessie Back that actually called him out, Dad.
Was it really?
Yeah, I think it was.
But someone gave him the discovery page. He started to read it out, and then
that was Jessie. Yeah, it was
brilliant.
Jessie. I'm pretty sure it was Jessie.
Yeah, because he totally backtracked there and became all defensive, sat with his arms crossed, because he knew that he'd been rumbled. So you really need, don't listen to a lot of this stuff. It's just rubbish. It's absolute rubbish.
The usual fabrication, speculation, and sensationalization.
Yeah.
So
he did say he sits there all day reading the discovery files, though. All day he sits there reading it. He said that.
So. Did he really? Well, apparently it took him 10 hours to make that premiere. 10 hours. So I would just like to ask our Tracy. I mean, I make some of our videos as well. But Tracy, does it take you 10 hours when you're doing all your drawings, finding all the music, doing your research, everything that it includes? does it take you 10 hours to make a video? I doubt it very much. I know it. Well, when I first started doing the videos, because when we started this, none of us had made a video ever in our lives. It probably did take me about 10 hours to make my first couple, because I didn't know what I was doing. But with all the research, recording the pieces that we need, checking and double checking all the facts and adding all the text to it and everything, it does take time, but no way does it take us 10 hours. So I'm not
No.
quite sure what he's fiddling around with, because he kept just using the same old footage. It wasn't lots and lots of different clips. He spent ages with all the showing the text of the discovery files that was on there for ages. And
Yeah, that's right. But Tracy just said it takes her about 3 hours. So, but I mean, it's not really the fact that what he's making or how long it takes him. It's use the facts. Don't make stuff up. Do you know what I mean? It's so obvious. It's becoming more and more obvious, and I hope it is to his subscribers. It's becoming as obvious as it is to us. But that's a classic example of what he does. If you read the discovery pages, 1140 to 1141, and then you watch his film from what we know Monday for Saturday night about the person going in the house, you'll see how he has twisted that around to make it look like NK has gone in the house because that's what he wants to believe. That's what he needs his subscribers to believe. It's
yeah, he's made it all very, very suspicious.
yeah,
When it was really
nothing.
nothing at all. It was an innocent lady walking up the pathway at 9 o'clock in the morning. Nate reported it, as you would if something like that had just happened next door a month ago. Later on in the day, the police couldn't find anything. Possibly one of the police officers turned one of the lights on, but because it was still daytime, they didn't notice. And then later on, when it got dark, all the lights were glaring, so they called the police back again, and then they went in at 3:25 in the morning, and there was no evidence whatsoever that anybody had been in that house, apart from the back door panel thing.
Yeah, just a
Had been
screen door.
slid. The screen, yeah, sorry, thanks, Dad, yeah, had been slid back, but
Yeah,
no evidence. And why would they be there anyway? That was another load of speculation. Why would there be somebody there? Well, there's no reason for anybody to be there. A month later, somebody's going to go back and try and find some evidence after a whole month.
yeah. Well, this is another thing. Somebody said, "Oh, maybe she's gone back there to get a burner phone that she might have left there. A second phone,
Mm.
a burner phone." And he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I like that idea. That could be right." It's laughable, really. We shouldn't laugh, but
Well, a month later, why don't I think it would have been found, wouldn't it? A month later,
you would think
you know,
so, yeah.
by that time, the police were all over that house, and yeah,
Yeah,
just or something else, that somebody was wiping off their fingerprints or something, and
yeah,
no, it's just
yeah. So
just
that's a classic example of his kind of game. What he's trying to do there. Um,
yeah. And the fact that when Jesse called him out, he couldn't say anything, could he?
no, that's right.
He had
It,
no defense whatsoever.
yeah, it just made him look stupid. So he either isn't reading the discovery files, or he's just changing them to suit his own story. You know,
Yeah.
and
Well, it did take me a time, didn't it, Dad, to get my head around it, because I just couldn't make head nor tail of the video from what I knew from the discovery.
that's right. Yeah,
Just didn't make sense to me. I'm just like, what?
yeah, that's right.
Um,
But that's part of it as well, because people get confused, don't they? And they're not sure, or I mean, I'm sure we've all read most of the Discovery Files, but it's hard to remember stuff, isn't it? I mean, you're talking like
exactly. Yeah.
1900 pages. Everyone's got to go back and read things again. But when you're given specific sort of report like that, and you read it and you correlate it with what he's saying, it really is quite obvious what he's doing there. I
And I
hope.
don't know why he feels the need to be so horrible about Nate, or Nath, as he calls him. It's just There's just no need for it. It's uncalled for. You know, he even said, does he have a job? Does he go to work? He's always, you know, if something happens, Nate spots it. Well, he probably just looks through his security, you know, his security footage at some point. I would imagine he's got a very good job, or did have, because he's got a beautiful home. You know, I'm sure he has got a job, but it's none of his business anyway. And I just found it really disrespectful, because Nate has been incredibly helpful in that case, and there's no need to start calling him names. Name calling is just uncalled for as far as I'm concerned, and I just thought that was horrible and nasty to start on Nate.
Maybe he's annoyed because Nate won't come on his show.
Or because Nate's been on chat shows, and of course AD is determined, or states that one day he will be on chat shows. But
yeah, it's his own chat show, doesn't he, or TV show? Good luck with that.
Yeah, and he wants to appear on probably American chat shows. Well, he states that he will be. It's a given. One day he will be on a chat show, or chat show plural. It's apparently it's a given. So
chat show or crap show, was that?
Crap show.
Yeah. Another thing as well, I was saying the other day, I heard him was saying that is Betty's car red? Are we sure that Betty's car is red? No, we've actually got the I think Tracy's got actually the official footage from Betty's what's the word I'm looking for? Camera, security camera. Because Betty had one as well. You can't really see much on there, but you can see her car.
And what colour is it, Dad?
It's red. Believe it or not, it's red. Yeah. So yeah, if you'd bothered to look that up, do you reckon he's actually got any of the paid for any of the footage, the official footage, or anything like that? I bet he hasn't.
Oh, I doubt it. I think he just relies on other people sending him. He wouldn't pay for anything, Dad.
No.
Sorry, Fraulein. Yes, Phoebe on the FBI's 10 most wanted. He'll be on that chat show. Tracy's put, I thought Jeremy Kyle had finished. Jeremy Kyle, guys, for you in America is like, oh, actually, he was over there, wasn't he, in America, Jeremy Kyle? It's a bit like Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
But I know he do an American version, I think, Jeremy Kyle in the USA or something. So you probably know who he is. And his chat show was recently axed from ITV. I don't know why, because I never watched it. But
What, Jeremy Kyle?
Yeah.
There's somebody, there's a chap, wasn't there, who committed suicide, who'd been on the show.
Oh, really?
He'd failed, I don't want to go too much into it, but he'd failed a lie detector, I believe. And then sometime later commit suicide. So the show was pulled. Yeah, maybe it's run its course anyway. To be honest, Jeremy Kyle.
Oh yeah, I mean he's been on for years, hasn't he? And he did get very, very close to the mark sometimes, didn't he?
Yeah, he's quite sanctimonious.
What he said, yeah. I mean, he did a lot of good stuff as well. He did a lot of charity work and stuff like that, but most of it was pretty close to the limit.
Yeah, it was for sure. So,
Truth VP, has he joined us? Hi, Truth Seeker. Hi, VP.
VP should have a wrench. Has he got his wrench? Yeah, he's got his wrench. So we've got the numbers on the screen. If anyone wants to call in and have their say about anything, really, that's what we're here for. So it's your show just as much as ours. If you need to vent about anything or discuss anything with us, feel free to dial the number. If you've got the Zoom app, just join the meeting ID at the bottom. If you've got any problems, let us know in the chat.
We've just popped a couple of Frank's messages on the screen. We hope that you can see them all. Case is closed. All we ask for is peace. And my family needs all this drama to stop. Leave my family alone. So there you go. That just about says it all, doesn't it? I don't think that just says it all, Dad, doesn't it?
No, it does, yeah. I mean, that's coming from Shanann's father, isn't it? So
Mm.
what more do you need to hear? Give that family some peace, give them some respect, stop going on about it.
Yeah, leave my family alone. Case is closed.
I mean,
Oh, bless them.
what were we at? 200 plus films, wasn't it? He's made about that, that case, the Watts
Oh, I
case.
think it's probably on 235, 240 probably now.
Yeah. People wonder why we're focusing on him. No one else has made anywhere near that amount of films.
Yeah. Sorry, Fraulein, did he put them on his channel? Sorry, I'm not sure what it was. What was I talking about? Did he put what on his channel? Hey, Mummy Drummy.
Someone's saying, has anyone thought of contacting NK's legal representative here to maybe put a stop to AED? Oh, I'd love to do that. I don't know how we would go about that. How would we find that out? Does anyone know? We need to know who
No,
are
but
legal.
see that Scott Reish,
Oh yeah.
right? He made a video where he actually found her address, or what he thought was her address, and he drove to her home to try and get an interview.
Oh right.
But I mean, I don't think he knew for sure that it was her current address. Nobody answered the door, but he clearly tried to find her.
Not quite sure if that's the right thing to do
Mm,
personally, but certainly, I mean, certainly if we knew, or if anyone knew how we could get hold of a legal representative, yeah, we would definitely be interested in speaking with
yeah.
them, certainly.
Don't even know who her legal team are.
No.
Yeah, Baroness. It. I haven't watched Scott since that video either. To be fair, I didn't feel it was the right thing to be doing. I know he was probably doing it for his subscribers, but I think it was just one little step too far, personally.
Yeah. A good night, Brandy Brown. I think Brandy Brown's off to bed.
Oh, Brandy, sleep tight.
I presume she's off to bed. I don't know what the time is in
Oh, Georgia
America.
Dog said it was her old address and he knew that. So he deliberately went to an old address.
He
Was he
must.
in a Ferrari? I think he was in a Porsche, Stephanie M, I think.
Does he live nearby then? Does he? Or
I don't know.
yeah.
There was only like about 30 seconds of him driving, and then the rest of him was him walking and knocking on the door.
I mean, that's another thing. I mean, you've got Armchair, saying why doesn't she come out and go on the Oprah Winfrey show and tell everyone she wasn't involved and this, that, and the other. But she's probably scared to death. She's probably scared to go out, isn't she? I mean, she's obviously in witness protection. She's probably had numerous death threats and what have you.
Mm.
I can't imagine she's just going to step out onto TV and, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I would do exactly what she's doing.
Mm,
I'd, go underground or whatever the word is.
yeah,
I'd hibernate.
yeah. I mean, she's probably been told as well, just to, they're protecting her, aren't they? I mean, it's such a massive case, and
Mm.
she's such
She
hate.
got dragged into it. I know, yeah. She had an affair with a married man, and we don't condone that. But it does happen every day, and that's what she was guilty of.
Yeah, we're not condoning
Yeah.
her behaviour at all. Don't agree with that at all. But we also don't agree with someone being accused of murder
Murdering.
without any
Yeah.
real substantial evidence, do we?
Well, there's nothing. There's no evidence, is there? None, apart from the tone of her voice and, in her interviews, and, she might have contradicted herself once or twice or something like that, But
Yeah.
gosh, that's not concrete evidence, is it?
No, and deleting the phone messages. I mean, obviously there could have been some, sex messages in there and pictures and stuff like that. that she's freaking out. They're going to come out into the public domain.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
there's
You
other.
probably panicked. I might have done the same. Thing is, none of us know how we would react until we're in that situation ourselves, do we? We all think we know. Well, if it was me, I would have done this, or I wouldn't have done that. But until it happens, you really don't know how you would react. You
No,
know, and I think I possibly would have panicked and deleted some messages that I didn't want anybody to see, didn't want my family to see, or anything embarrassing.
that's right.
I think it's quite normal behaviour, to be honest.
I mean, if evidence does come out that she was involved, we'll be the first to hold our hands up, won't we, and say, okay,
Yep.
we got it wrong. But at the moment, there is nothing. I mean, people are saying, oh, she was all over that CCTV. It's like, well, where? Why can't you see her? Do you know what I mean?
With a ponytail, remember, Dad?
Yeah,
She's got that ponytail and
yeah.
that female
Oh,
walk.
yeah. That's one other thing I was going to touch on actually, because I found out the other day that Chris Watts is 5'10",
Yeah,
and I believe that NK is 5'3". Now that's quite a sizable difference, isn't it, in height?
it
And
is. Yeah.
that would show up quite clearly between the two people walking out, wouldn't it? The difference in height.
Yeah.
Now, can you
Yeah.
see a significant difference in height between those two people in that
No,
CCTV? No.
there's no way that is NK. It's Chris Watts. The video was looped. It's the same person walking out twice. If you watch the looped video, it's Chris Watts. That's the end of it. It's not the woman.
Does anyone in the chat know if I've got that right? I've never misheard that, but I've heard that NK is around 5'3". Does anyone know if that's right, or she's significantly shorter than Chris Watts was anyway? If anyone knows that, I think just put it in the chat, because I mean that's quite significant. That's going to show up, isn't it?
Yeah, of course
They're
it is.
exactly the same height. They look exactly the same height. So I thought she
The
was
fact that
taller.
they're
I don't know.
wearing the same clothes and everything, and
Yeah, I'm just gonna while we're just on, I'm just gonna check this out. It should be
yeah, I'm just having a look to see. I have no clue.
it's in the
Brandy said that
Discovery.
she would have guessed taller.
Someone said I've heard she's
I
quite
thought she
short.
was. Oh,
Oh, Brandy Brown's still here. Sorry, Brandy. I thought you were going.
yeah,
Must have been
I
someone
thought.
else. Sorry. I thought Enco was about 5'6". It's got to be in the. I didn't have time to look this up before the show. But
So Summer's 5'3", 5'4" on a good day, and Outback is 6'4".
6'4".
Wow.
Wow. Right. Let me just double check the Discovery file a minute. See if it's got it in here.
We are Neo. We are all Neo is 5'3", as is London Girl.
I'm pretty sure she wasn't 5'10" anyway.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair to say. Although some women are 5'10", but
I mean, the facts still remain. They were exactly the same height, weren't they, walking out of that house? Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
There's absolutely no difference whatsoever. So,
no, it's
yeah.
not. So 6'4". Watch out, AD. Pitbull sleuth. So genetic code. Oh, you're 5'10". Yeah, I wish I was taller. Miss Dog Lover's 5'6". Stephanie M's 5'1". I'm 4'11", guys. I wish.
4'11", are you?
Yeah, I'm only 4. Oh, Bunny Rabbit's 4'10". Oh gosh, you're smaller than me, Bunny Rabbit.
I'm 6 foot. I can't match Outback 6'4" though. Well, Justino's
Yeah.
6'4". I feel quite small now.
Connie is 5'5" and now was 5'5", is now 4'3". Amanda's Farrelline's 5'8". Oh, that's nice.
Someone's
He's
brother. Who is that?
5'4". Ginger's not 5'2". Solange's 5'5". Andrea 5'8". Stardust 5'3". Coffee Cup 5'7". So those blooming accents.
We are
Oh,
all
Truth Seeker VP's only 5'9".
we are all Neo's brothers, 6'7". Wow, it's taller than a door frame, isn't it?
Gosh,
6'6" as a door frame.
yeah.
Let's have to
And
just
Mummy Drummy is 5'3¾".
Tracy's
Tracy.
5'6". Carol Schnook's 5 foot nothing. 5'4", 5'8". There you go. Yeah, so I'll be surprised if NK was 5'10", really.
Yeah, we've got.
I will look that up next time.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
Nike Hercules is 5'10". I don't know. I'm guessing that you're a man, are you? Nike Hercules, MM19. Are you a guy? Oh, Tiggy's 5'3".
it's hard.
Simplicity 7.
It's hard to tell, isn't it, male or female? I've learnt that now. You look at a name, you think,
Yeah,
oh, that's a man or that's a woman, and it turns out to be the
yeah,
complete opposite. So,
yeah. So Nike is a male. You're a guy. Yeah. Okay.
so we've got Nike, Dino,
Oh, that's
Nick.
true. Genetic code. NK looks very tiny next to the cop when she goes into the interrogation room.
That's true.
Yeah, she's not.
Yeah, that's true. So she's definitely going to be shorter than Chris Watts, isn't she?
Yeah.
And that's going to stand out on that CCTV, no doubt about that. So yeah, explain that one.
Yeah, I mean, I never, ever believed for 1 minute that was NK anyway.
No, I've never gone along with that. Not with the genes theory and all of that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that was how I got involved with EN. We have sort of told the story, but it was actually the looping of the video. I was commenting on a channel. I can't even remember what channel it was now. And I was just saying there's no way, this is a looped video. And then Photography Today, who was EN, he was commenting as well. So we ended up having how you can comment in the chat and it becomes a conversation.
Yeah.
So that's how I got to know Photography Today, purely was by saying the video is looped. Look at the flag, when we were all saying, look at the flag, the flag jumps. And, all back, God, that seems such a long, long time ago now.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
And then I think Photography Today said to me, if I make a channel, will you join me? And I said, yeah. So I was his very, very first ever sub on his Education Nation channel. And then along came you guys.
Ah, you're the very first one, were you, on there?
I was.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, stay informed fairly. Yeah, very likely it was stay informed. I mean, the thread's probably still there, but yeah, that's how it all sort of came about, because we were trying to convince these people that this was before NK even came into it, that it could possibly be her. They were saying it was two people. Nobody was saying who the second person was, and we just couldn't convince everyone else that it's the same person. The video is just looped. It was such hard work, so we thought, okay, yeah, let's make a channel and go for it ourselves. So
Yeah, it's been frustrating, isn't it? Just seeing all the stuff that's been made
Tracy
up.
was the fourth sub on EN.
Don't know
I
what
said,
it was.
Dad, you must have been quite early days as well.
Yeah, fairly early. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it seems like ages ago now, doesn't it?
It
It wasn't that
does.
long
It
ago, though.
seems. Yeah, it does seem like a long, long time ago.
Yeah, our name was Dirt, wasn't it? Education Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as is Team Phoenix now, I guess. But hey ho, what the hell? Who cares?
Well, it depends which circle you're in, doesn't it?
Yeah, depends which side of the fence you sit, doesn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Just remembered one other thing actually that I just thought I'd bring up. Another one of Alan's lies. He was saying that apparently now, because he's so popular now, that Google have decided to place a lot more adverts on his videos. Including in the middle and stuff like that. Now we know for a fact, because we obviously, as you know, we only run our ads at the front, at the end of our videos, and the reason we do that is so that we can generate a little bit of income that we can pay into our charities. We don't run any videos or adverts through our, through our lives or videos or anything like that. But I don't know if you've noticed now, but he's started to have lots of adverts through some of his films. Have you noticed that, Phoebe?
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's just after maybe, I think I was watching something just to do a bit of research for tonight, and within about 20 seconds, I was already watching an advert. It was so annoying.
Yeah. So what he's saying Google's doing that. Okay, and that's a complete and utter lie because we can set them up on our channel. It's a box that you tick where you want to run ads throughout your video, and you can select time frames and stuff like that. So he's done that. He's done that himself. It's but he's telling people that it's Google that have done that because he's so popular. They want to use his platform to advertise.
Oh, do you
Complete
know, that
rubbish.
makes me so cross because, yeah, okay, 39 subscribers. Sorry, 39. 39, that'll go in the bloopers. Guys, we are acquiring very slowly. We're going to make a bloopers video, TP's bloopers, and that might go in it. But anyway, yeah, 39,000 subscribers. That is, you know, quite a number of of subscribers, isn't it? It's not to be sneezed at. I'd be very, very proud if I had 39,000. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a very, very small channel when you've got people that have got hundreds of thousands and millions of viewers, subscribers. He is a very small channel as far as YouTube are concerned. He won't be popular according to YouTube. I'm sorry, but I don't agree with that.
No, that's what he's saying though. Yeah, because he's so popular, they want to use his platform to put their adverts on. Someone asked, "Can you select which advert, which ads and stuff you put on?" The answer is yes. You can choose to put them at the front, you can choose them at the back, or you can choose to put them throughout the video. So he has chosen to put them throughout his video.
I don't think you can choose what type of adverts. I think they try and match them a bit like when you're watching TV. If it's a family program, they'll show household products or something. If you're watching football, they'll show sports equipment. So I think they try and aim the adverts, what they're about, towards what type of channel you're watching. So I don't think he would have any control over what the adverts are, but where they are in his video, yes, definitely.
Yeah. So don't believe that. If any ladies subs are here, don't believe that. It's nothing to do with Google. He has selected that for himself. And I wonder why he's done that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just Jackson Booby just needs to go out in the garden, so I'll be tooting.
No worries. Yeah, somebody was just asking about if they can call in. Absolutely, yeah. Please do. The numbers are on the screen. So if you haven't got the Zoom app, you just need to ring the number that's relevant to you.
Please be respectful, whoever you are.
Oh yeah. If you put the meeting, it'll ask for a meeting ID, which is along the bottom of our screen, and then it will ask for a participant number. Just press hash or wait on the line, and it will take you straight through. But yeah, please be respectful if you phone in. We've had a couple of people that have called in support of a armchair, and they've been quite disrespectful. We've given them too much time. We're not going to do that anymore. So if you phone up in disrespectful mood, you will be muted and cut off. So you have been warned.
Yeah, it's not something we really want to do, but there are limits, and we felt that on 2 previous occasions things were unacceptable, things that were said and the way they were said. You just need to have a little bit of respect when you phone in and speak to the host of the channel, and who've got over 100 people watching. We just ask for some respect, really, and we would just like to be a 2-way conversation.
Yeah, particularly, we've got the family support now as well. We don't know, if Frank or whoever may pop into the chat, if we've got someone on the phone being rude or whatever, we don't want that. So,
well, they might watch the replay afterwards. We don't want to have to edit it.
No, absolutely not. Hello.
Hi guys, this is Stephanie, actually Blooming Accents from America.
Hello.
Hello. Me.
How are
nice
you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for starting this channel, by the way, because obviously there wasn't another platform for us who kind of got started probably the way I did. Just kind of a little background for me. I was kind of watching some YouTube channels because of the Watts case here, and kind of fell upon AD's channel, and I was a subscriber. I don't know how many other people were, but I was in the beginning prior to the confession, Chris's confession. But I noticed that kind of right away, I noticed in the lives that AD would be a little rude and sometimes aggressive to people who would ask questions, or question him, even just innocently questioning him. He would get, as we know, aggressive. And that started to become more and more apparent to me. And then I started noticing, that he was starting to make things up. And then we got the insider and, Tammy's on the line. And I was actually watching that live when he said Tammy was on the line. So anyway, the thing that I kind of want. Am I not muted anymore?
Oh, sorry about that. I clicked the wrong button. That was my fault. Carry on.
Okay. Oh, no problem. No problem. So what I was going to say was, I've kind of been doing a lot of thinking this last week about, AD. Those of us in America, and I know, at least speaking for myself, I don't know. I never knew who Alan Vinicombe or Vinicombe, however you say his last name. I've never heard of him in my life. But the more, we started talking on this platform, and I started asking questions. Well, who is this guy? You guys seem to know who he is. Like he's been doing different projects in the UK, and that he was kind of known a little bit. Is that right? Do I have that right?
Yeah, that's
Well, it's
right.
only really, we kind of, I didn't know who he was until I started watching him. And yes, Stephanie, I was a subscriber. I would never say I was a supporter. I was a sub.
No.
Yeah,
right.
as were Dad and Tracy. But like you, very soon we realised and we unsubbed. But the only reason that I know bits and bobs about him and his past, his history, is because I've Googled it and it's all online. I didn't know who he was.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
go ahead.
I think we soon found out that it's kind of a businessman meets true crime,
right.
and it just doesn't mix. It's like he's trying to run a business out of reporting on true crime and stuff, and it's just not right, is it?
No, and with having no background or education on it at all.
That's right. Yeah.
But what I was going to say was I did when I started questioning, kind of, the flags were coming up for me as far as watching his videos. I was still kind of naive about him, and like I said, the more aggression started coming out with him and the lies and that sort of thing, and that's when I unsubbed. So I like you, Phoebe, I started kind of looking him up a little bit, and I found that YouTube video that he must have forgotten was up on how to take advantage of your pub patrons. And he was standing in the pub behind the bar showing how to do that and laughing. And I don't know if you guys are aware of that, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He took, he took it down, obviously. And of course, that's a lie too, that he told the subs that didn't exist. And he wasn't trying to show pub owners how to scam the patrons and take their money and laugh at them behind their backs. We just made that up. just another one of our lies, So anyway, so I just been kind of this last week giving some thought to, people like him and Miss Mensa, Brenda.
Yeah.
What is their back? What is their background? And the thing that I noticed too about AD and probably Brenda as well, they seem to thrive on attention regardless if it's good attention or if it's bad attention or if it's negative attention. He doesn't care what kind of attention he gets as long as he's getting some. I honestly don't really think, I think it does bug him that we're here and that we're speaking out about the things that he says that are untrue, but he's still getting attention,
Yes.
and it gives him something to talk about. And just what is his background? Was he one of those people growing up, one of those kids that didn't get enough attention? Or, it's almost like, and with all the failing businesses he's had and the failed marriages he's had, and, what kind of psychologically is going on with these people? And Brenda, a grown woman who's basically my age here in the United States, to say that she's a victim's advocate and write books on the subject and say that she is, got all these degrees and that she, is there for the victims, and to somehow attach herself to Shanann and make those horrendous videos, horrific videos of Shanann. So I've never seen anything like that in my life. What is wrong with her? That's not coming from a normal place. That something is off there. I'm just trying to, I don't know what you guys think about that, but it's just really sad. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't even make any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I agree with you, Stephanie, and I don't know a great deal about Miss Mensa, to be honest. I don't watch her. I mean, I've watched little bits because I've had to, what we do, the channel. But as far as AD goes, he's got no qualifications to run a crime channel or to discuss, he jokingly said, apparently it was a joke, that he used to work for MFI. And he was saying that he meant MFI, which was an old furniture store over here. But he's got no legal or law enforcement background whatsoever. He started off with the Madeleine McCann case. Do you remember Madeleine McCann, the little girl that went missing in Portugal?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So he started off with her. I believe he had a big Facebook group that he got kicked off of there. So he came onto YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah. And he came to YouTube, and his channel was initially called Armchair Detective versus the McCanns.
Oh, wow.
And then when the Chris Watts case came out, I believe it was when the Chris Watts or around that time, he changed the channel name to Armchair Detective No Hiding Place. But no, he's got no, criminal justice background or anything like that.
Right. And the one thing I'll let other people talk, but the other thing that I noticed too, when he has his lives, and if you read the chats and even in the comments under the videos, films that he's now doing, kind of noticed that and I've noticed this more in the chats, that it's mostly women, which we know that, and he starts off a lot of his live chats with, don't say this, don't do that, I don't want you to say that, I've already talked about that, so, and you're going to believe what I say. And if you don't, see you, And it's almost like a lot of them are there for the crime aspect of the channel, but I think others are there just for him. They just, when he gets mad at them on a chat, or says something, they are just devastated. They will, I don't know if you guys have noticed this too, but they don't know what to say. They will start saying, can I pay more Patreon? Is there any more money that I can pay? Is it better to pay this way or that way? It's really, it's odd. I've never quite seen anything like that. It's almost like we said, it's almost like a cult following where they don't care what he says. They just want his attention. It's really odd. Anyway, that was just my 2 cents.
No, you're right. I mean, they're almost scared to speak out, aren't they? They're scared to speak out
Right.
for fear of being
They
blocked.
really are. They don't want to upset him at all.
That's right.
It's just something I noticed. I thought it was really interesting. I kind of feel sorry for them in a way. I think that maybe some of them don't watch as often as others, and so they don't really pick up on the important things that he says that are untrue about the case, about the Watts case. And they sometimes, like I said, I just don't really think that they care. They just like being on his chats with him. It's great. I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, but thank you guys so much for doing this channel. I really appreciate it, and huge supporter.
Thanks very much. That means a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you so much.
I think we share
You
everything you've
are so
said.
welcome.
Yeah, we share everything you've said. To be honest, yeah, everything you've said, we've all felt that at
Right.
various stages.
Right. Well, I'm just glad that there's a voice now for the Rzucek family, and obviously they know how much we support them, and we'll do anything to try to keep Shanann's memory alive and the kids' memory alive, and keep that a positive thing for them. So thank you again, and I'll let someone else call in.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for joining us, Stephanie. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, thanks for hanging on there. Sorry, we just had to mute you.
No, you're fine. I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. I live in South Carolina, so a lot of this news is very real here, coming from Colorado. I also have a family member that was viciously murdered in Columbia, South Carolina, like 5 years ago, and is now currently on death row. So I'm a little sensitive towards all of this. What you are doing to advocate for the family is amazing, because what has been done for my family was not done. We went through one death penalty. It was turned over. We went through a second thing. He's back on death row. But again, it's probably not going to happen. But what y'all are doing from overseas, and I love your accents, is amazing to just back people here that don't have voices or don't feel that they can voice their voices without backlash, because obviously backlash comes. So I just wanted to thank you personally.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Bless you.
Yeah, it means a lot.
What you're
Sorry, did you want to tell us your name, or would you rather not?
I will tell you, my name's Melinda.
Oh, hi.
I had a step cousin murdered 15 years ago. He was tried once. He was given the death penalty, and he went back through a retrial, and he's now life in sentence here in South Carolina. Okay. So I kind of understand the way things work around here, Tim Jones, etc. All those trials, I get it. I deal with my aunt who lost her son. It's until you're there, you're not there. And I get what the Rzuceks, well, not really. I don't even get that. But I mean, that was my cousin. I cannot understand what they're feeling, but our family, we have not had the wrath that they have felt for no reason. And it breaks my heart. In this case is kind of, I watched it. My husband's like, why are you watching YouTube all the time? Because he used to watch YouTube for junk. And I'd be like, why are you watching YouTube? Well, now I'm watching YouTube. And I was like, well, because this kind of impacts us all around. I mean, it's our life. In fact, another big case here in South Carolina that just was given a death penalty. I know one of the psychiatrists that testified. So it's the full spectrum of every angle, and you don't get it until you get it. But I'm probably not making sense.
No, you're making perfect sense.
But when it comes through your family and it comes through your heart, and then you see it on the other side where somebody is paid to, give a, well, he's not so crazy. But that person, you have cookouts with that person. It's a complete juxtaposition of what's right, what's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes you look at everybody that's eating hamburgers at your July 4th cookouts, at your Memorial Day cookouts, at your whatever cookouts, wherever you live. It makes you think, So that was just the point I wanted to make, and I'm rambling, but I just wanted to point that out. But what y'all are doing is amazing. Amazing. You're bringing light to that nonsense that was blasted all over the guy with the backdrops with the coffee cup and the dentures that click. I unsubscribed probably 2 months ago because I went, okay, a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you just reiterated really, that Melinda, sorry, that it never goes away, does it? It never goes away.
Doesn't. It doesn't. And it could be a cousin. And when I tell you it's my uncle's wife, again, it's my step cousin.
Mm-hmm.
But this happened 20 years ago, and it still impacts our family. I would say once a month, every holiday, every Christmas, every Memorial Day, everything. And I cannot imagine losing. I can't. I mean, I don't have children. I have a niece, but I cannot imagine losing her. And so what y'all are doing and shining focus on what's right is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I think I mean, the whole case, doesn't it? Since it was blasted out onto social media, I think it it obviously resonates with you, and it resonates with probably thousands and hundreds of thousands of people.
And I think it's just the fact that it was, what looked like a family with kids. And, I look outside my house right now, I'm looking at 4 houses, and they all are a family with children.
Yeah.
And I could not imagine that happening in any of those houses. But then again, it makes you question, maybe it would.
Yeah. And the fact that it was then blasted right across social media without them
Correct.
having
And
any.
the character assassinations happened that never should have happened.
No, there's some awful things out there, isn't there?
My cousin, he drove up to his house in Columbia, South Carolina, with his 3-year-old daughter in his car. He saw his door ajar, walked into the house, and he was murdered during a burglary. Saved his daughter's life by leaving her in the car. So it's until I think good people get it. And I think until you're on the other side, and even if you're good people, until it's in your face, you don't get it. But once you are a victim, it is beyond let me talk about, well, she did this, or he did this, or he looked at her this way. It's beyond that, beyond it. They were a victim. There was nothing called upon, and it's horrible. Horrible. So I just wanted to call in. I never call into any of these things because I'm always in bed because I got to work. But I thank you for what you do. I watch you, and God bless you for what you do. But you're bringing a good light to things that have been kept in the dark for a very, very long time.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate your kind words, and I think it just brings it home, certainly to me, that we have to be so considerate about what we say because of the amount of people that we reach. And I know it's not a huge platform, as but we're not as big as
but I mean, y'all are very considerate to. I mean, you've never blast anybody, but there's other people do, and those other people have had to go through heartaches. And again, I've gone through heartaches. Just reading and listening to I don't want to say blasphemy because that's a strong word, listening to the BS thrown out on victims when all I can picture is my step cousin walking into his home, telling his daughter to stay in the car and being murdered.
Oh, Melinda,
It's
oh, bless you.
and I don't want to liken that to Shanann, because she was walking into a whole different level of horrible. But I understand the walking into, you don't know what you're going into. And God bless her. She went into it, and unfortunately, she met the same demise my cousin did. And I can't imagine. I mean, thankfully, not thankfully, that sounds bad. It was not at the hands of a relative with my cousin.
With your cousin.
So I pray for her husband, or for her. I pray for her parents. I pray for her kids, her brother, and even the Watts, because I have a brother, and my parents would never, I don't think my parents want to have my brother murder his wife. But it's just so sad. It's so sad.
Yeah.
So sad. So, well, I don't want to take up all y'all's time, and I don't want to go over it, but I just want to say thank you for what you're doing, because you are noticed and you're doing a good job.
Thanks. I mean, yeah, I mean, we hope it helps you as well by phoning in and just kind of opening up a little bit about your story. I hope maybe that's made you feel a little bit better about things. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 10 years out, so it's my cousin, so I can kind of distance a little bit. However, I still deal with, every year when my aunt comes to visit, she's bawling. We're dealing with, he had the daughter that was 3 at the time in the car. She's now remarried and pregnant with a child. So, I mean, it never ends for the survivors. It never ends.
No.
And I think that's another thing that people don't realize, is that for the ones left, the wreckage continues. However, we have blessings, but it's not the same. It's just not the same.
No, of course not. And we had another one of our Phoenix Warriors call in last week, I think it was, and she'd been through, a tragedy as well. And I think that was 10 years ago. I think it was Miss Doglover, I believe. And she was saying the same thing as you, Melinda, that it just never ends. It never, ever,
No,
ever
it doesn't.
goes
It
away.
doesn't.
It goes away. And
I almost think it's like, if I watch my parents that have lost their parents, that really has never really ended either. And they were lost, health reasons. So that was easier. But, we just had Father's Day, and I watched my mom kind of mourn yesterday. So I can't imagine something tragic that would take somebody away that would be in one of these holidays. I mean, it's a lot. So I will quit blabbering. I got to hop in the shower so I can get up and go to work. But I just wanted to thank you all for what you do, because you are on a great platform. You're very approachable and sensible, and y'all are on it.
Oh gosh, thank you. That's so kind of you to say. I'm quite taken aback, because we're just three ordinary people that feel very passionate about what we do, as do all of you guys. So
we're all kind of ordinary. We just have kind of extraordinary things.
Absolutely, yeah. Well said.
Y'all have guts to come forward, and so for that, I am very thankful. And I know there are many that are, but I thank you, and I needed to spew my stuff. But y'all are doing a good job.
Thank you.
People are new.
That means a lot. Thanks very much. That really does.
It really does. It really does. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, Melinda.
You're welcome. Good night.
Thank you. Take care.
Good night.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I think that it really makes you realise, doesn't it, that we do reach people, and I think AD needs to consider this.
Well, yeah, you'd hope he'd listen.
He's reaching people. People are watching. His viewers are watching, and he has no clue what their family history is, what their background is, what tragedies they may have been through. and it can really impact whoever's, watching him. So he really does need to be, like we've said before, he has a responsibility to his viewers to get things right and to be respectful. And I don't think that is too much to ask,
No,
And I think
absolutely
what
right.
Melinda said drives it home even more, because a lot of his subscribers are all, Chris Watts case and this, that and the other, and that they can't get enough of it. But there are also viewers who have been through their own tragedies that never leave them, and he has to be very, very mindful of that, and I'm afraid I don't feel that he is at all.
No, you're absolutely right. It's just no empathy there, is there? No compassion or thought behind everything that he says and does, is there?
No, and it worries me that the impact that he has on these families that have been through tragedies themselves. He has no thought for them at all as to what his words,
No.
could do to them, and it's just disgraceful.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me bring in.
Genetic code.
Yeah, thanks for holding there. Sorry to keep you. We just got to try and keep a little bit of order in the chat, otherwise the voices would be bouncing around all over the place. So thanks for hanging on.
No problem. Can you hear me? I think I'm still muted.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, we can hear you, Genetic code. Yeah.
Excellent. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I've never actually used Zoom before, so I saw my face kind of pop up. So I think you guys might have muted me and I was unmuting you, and I apologize. I was just trying to figure out this little application.
That's fine. Don't worry. Once you get used to it, it's simple enough. But
yeah. I just had a really quick thought I wanted to get out before I completely forget it. I was just listening to what you were just saying, Phoebe, and I just sort of had a thought, and it kind of comes full circle back right into, as much as I hate to say this, AD's actual words. It's so interesting how different sets of circumstances can bring people together. Like, I mean, you guys obviously are over in UK, I'm in Canada, and here we are talking, like we're in the same room kind of thing. And I remember in the beginning hearing AD say something about too many circumstances make a plan. Well, in this case, this set of circumstances, the plan is going to be to shut him right down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Right.
And not just his channel either. There's a lot of other channels that are doing probably worse than what he is. So obviously because we're UK,
So he just I think he's got his own narrative set in his mind, and he's working his minions, his army, to do his work. I very quickly realized when I sort of, it was all by circumstance right at Christmas time that I went on YouTube and I saw this one. I knew nothing about this Chris Watts case, never had heard of it. And I saw just one recommended video of one of his interviews when he was pleading for their safe return. Well, that just created a never ending. I just was everything I did was like find videos and read up and watch on everything about this case. And I mean, it consumed me for probably about 3 months. That's all I was watching. And it's the first, it's the first case that I've been so, I feel connected to, and it's just so sad. And anyways, he, obviously there was one of his videos, which was how I ended up coming upon him. And I very quickly realized that I don't even know how to say it. I can remember when one of his technological issues, he had just got a mic, and it was a USB mic, and he had no idea how to set it up, and he wanted someone to help him. And I've been doing computer support, hardware and software, for 20 years. And I very easily, I offered to help him. I offered, to walk him through it. Ignored, completely ignored. And then he would, I joined his stupid secret Facebook group. And I think it was all of about a week. And I was kind of feeling weird about him to begin with, but it took me about a week where I'm like, yeah, I'm out of this group. Want nothing to do with him. Bad vibes I get from him. But I remember actually, because I think I'd very quickly said, well, if you need a hand, I could remote into your system. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, he probably doesn't want a random stranger, accessing his system to set something up and doing God knows what. So I had created this more explanation of a post in the Facebook group, just explaining that, you know, did support, blah, 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 blah. Completely went unacknowledged. And it was like I wasn't even there.
Really? Nobody?
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't need the help, but, you know, just an acknowledgement of you know, nothing, absolutely nothing. But then he would continue to, I don't know how to set this mic up. And I was like, you're a stupid joke. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you'd offered to help him. He didn't take you up on your offer, and then he still didn't know what to
acknowledge my offer. I didn't expect. I wasn't. Nothing. It was like, it was like I never even existed. I felt like the little 2-year-old child that the adult ignoring.
Yeah, I can understand that, because that's all it takes is the acknowledgement, isn't it? It's like when we look at all our comments and we put the hearts on our comments. We like to do that because then you guys know that we've read your comment. We don't always have time to reply to each and every one of your comments, but we heart it so that you know that we've seen it, and that's all it takes, and that's all they need to do.
What I'm talking about. Yeah, I wouldn't expect like a full, well, you know, I appreciate your offer for help, blah, 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 but, you know, just exactly. Just even a thumbs down symbol would acknowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just rude, isn't it? And ungrateful. If somebody's trying to help you, you know, that's,
you know, like, we shouldn't be surprised that he's. I don't think the man has a conscience to begin with of any kind. He can't. There's not a chance in hell. Oh, excuse my language. That's actually pretty tame for me. There's no way that man has a feeling or a shred of any type of conscience to be able to continue to do what he's doing.
Yeah, just really disrespectful, isn't it? You know, he doesn't care a jot about anyone but himself.
But how has this been going on for months? And I mean, 39,000 subscribers. These lonely, you know, middle-aged women can't be all that stupid.
Well, yeah, I don't understand. He doesn't get that many people on his live shows, though, does he? You know,
I don't know. I can't even handle his live shows. I'll watch some of his recorded stuff. Like, there was one he had a couple days ago, and I can't even watch. So now he like burped or belched like 5 seconds. Right into the mic, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. I can't even listen to his voice anymore.
No.
Oh, it's revolting.
Yeah. And I just see him in his, I mean, I love British accents. Don't get me wrong. I think you folks are amazing, and I would love to live there. Gogglebox is my absolute favorite show in the world. But him, I cringe when I hear him. When I see his face, I just see that smirk and sneer of his. And it's all black bad vibes.
Yeah. It's good to see that you're seeing it across there as well. You know, it's not just us. I say it's good. Sorry, I say it's good to see that, you know, you people, you know, in America and stuff are seeing it as well. It's not just us in the UK that sort of.
Well, we can't all be wrong, right? I mean,
well, that's right. Yeah,
you guys, and that's why I've, you know, I sort of sat back, and I mean, I've been watching your videos from the beginning, but I was never very vocal. Like, I just kind of stumbled upon a Chris Watts video, and, you know, I'm seeing this, not infighting. I don't mean towards you guys, but I'm seeing what's this uprising of bullshit. And I watch your videos, and I really do. Just like, you know, I've heard from others. I know you guys are so doing this from your heart, and the work that you put into it. It's so appreciated, and it's nice to know that there is others on a platform that feels the same way I do.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
And these numbers are growing too, so we're definitely not alone.
No, like you say, you know, we can't all be wrong. You know, we've got about 1,500, I think. You know,
well, what's the one common denominator? Him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we started out, we weren't sure whether we were doing the right thing, or, you know, whether people were going to support us. But, you know, the ball seems to be rolling, and people are coming on board with us and agreeing with what we're saying. So obviously, you know, like you say, we can't all be wrong, can we?
Well, and people are obviously having open minds and giving you a chance, because, I mean, I think I can recall, you know, when I first saw like a recommended video of yours before I'd ever watched one. I mean, I sort of looked at it, and I'm like, ooh, is this like kind of schoolyard fighting? You know, I mean, I don't agree with anything that AD has to stand for, but is this really like, is this sort of, you know what I mean? I wasn't quite sure. And then I watched one, and I went, okay, this is being done for the absolute right reason.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we do. We have. Hi, Frank, Mr. Rzucek. I've just seen you in chat there. Welcome.
Oh.
Lovely to see you. Sorry, I think you've been here a little while, but
yeah, I can go along. Sorry, I don't mean to monopolize.
No, not at all, Genetic Code. I just wanted to say hi there to Frank. Do you know, I've lost my. Yeah, sorry. You go ahead, Genetic Code.
Oh no, I was just saying hi to. I interrupted you. I apologize. You can just call me Jen if you want. My real name is Jennifer, but
Jen.
everybody calls me Jen. Yeah, that's much shorter.
Jen. Hence the genetic code. Then that's the name, genetic code, I guess, for Jen.
Yeah, actually, it's usually DJ. I'm a DJ, so it's DJ Jungle Jen, but I didn't want to use that on YouTube because, I mean, obviously people I do know would know it's me.
Okay. What sort of music do you play?
A little anonymity on YouTube, but I guess not so much anymore.
Yeah. What sort of music do you play then? What DJ?
Dance, house music.
Okay.
Club music. Yeah, mostly I've DJed in clubs for 20 years, so.
Very good.
Oh, wow. All these talents that our Phoenix Warriors have. That's great. My son's a DJ, actually. He only sort of in his free time, he loves to DJ. He does a lot of drum and bass and that sort of thing. So
Oh, okay. Well, that was kind of the joke, Mike, because my DJ name is DJ Jungle Jen, but I don't play jungle. Like, it's very much like disco house, nothing too crazy. And it was supposed to be a joke when I first started. My buddy and I were trying to come up with a name, and we thought at the moment it seemed hilarious. You know, Jungle Jen, who doesn't play jungle, and somehow 20 years later the name is actually stuck, and I can't get rid of it.
Oh, bless you. I've just remembered what I was going to say. You were talking about when you first saw our videos and you were wondering, is it, you know, playground stuff? And then you realised it was being done for the right reasons. We do have a laugh and a giggle in our videos, but I think everyone is aware that we have a very, very serious message, you know, underneath it all, and that has, well, we hope has come through, because we do get a lot of comments. And I think you said earlier on we were having a chat, weren't we, Jen, in the section?
Exactly. I made a comment to that because I know I'm very much a jokey type person, and I know, especially on YouTube, right? Because I mean, I've really only recently started watching videos. I've never commented in any of the comments ever before, up until, you know, the last couple months. So I know I come off and I do joke a lot. And I think actually what I said was, at the end of the day, I know the bottom line meaning behind this.
Yeah, you did.
Not funny at all.
Yeah, absolutely. You did. We've got a very, very serious message that we want to get out there, but you know, we've just chosen in our AD videos to do it with some humor, you know, but it's very, very serious at the end of the day. So
well, what I can see, and I could be way off, but from what I'm seeing, what the work you guys are doing is doing nothing but gaining traction and gaining more people, and you know, the comments that I see in your videos, I think it's pretty safe to say that everybody that is a warrior is on board, and we're all looking at it from the same perspective.
Absolutely, Genetic. We hardly ever get any negative comments. If we do, unfortunately, it's the other camp. Unless they're horrendously disrespectful, we do tend to keep them there, because, you know, we can't be guilty. We're not hypocrites, and we always, you know, speak out about how AD blocks us and never lets anybody that questions him, you know, the comments are always removed. We're not hypocrites. We're not going to do the same thing. Obviously, at the same time, though, we have to maintain some respect on the channel. But overall, it's a really friendly, you know, friendly channel, friendly chat, friendly comments. It's just been a great experience. It really has.
Well, you guys, I like to comment earlier about the Team Phoenix movie. I do actually have a very serious question that maybe you might be able to shed some light on. So from my perspective, here we are, what, 2.5 months into this, and there's no sign of anything happening to AD.
No, we're very, very well aware of that. Yeah. Sorry?
I said, I'm not trying to be negative Nancy, but I mean, he's still like, he's got you guys a strike. His stuff is still up. He's, if anything, he's snowballing and creating worse, unimaginable videos. Like there's nothing slowing him down. And that's what's concerning to me is if we're 2.5, 3 months in and the platform that this is happening on is clearly not doing anything to at least curb him. You know, what is the next step?
Well, we find it really, we're very frustrated by it. We're never ever going to stop. We're not going to back down. We have got 2 strikes at the moment, and we fought one that came in as well, and we managed to win that one. But we're never ever
free, and then your channel is shut down, or
pardon?
Are you allowed 3 strikes and then your channel is shut down? Like what's I don't know.
Yeah, it's like 3 strikes and you're out basically. So that's why we opened up the TP2, our backup channel with the cartoon videos on there.
But it's insane bullshit. How does he not have any strikes?
I know. We don't know because, we're constantly, I informed HLN the other day that he was not live streaming. He was using clips of their chat show. I can't remember what the chat show. We've informed Netflix, all these massive big companies that he's using their material, and nobody seems to want to do anything. Like you said, YouTube themselves aren't doing anything. I think personally that's because
frustrating. It's like he's allowed, everybody else is held to a standard, but he seems to be getting away with it.
Yeah.
And he's the worst one.
That's all he does. He just plays other people's footage, doesn't he? Or he shows other people's news streams, of there'll be a court hearing going on, and he'll just have his phone pointed at his laptop showing some other channel's live stream of it. You think, how the hell are you getting away with this?
My God. Quit full-time job on YouTube. Does he believe himself? He has to.
Sorry, say that again.
I said, does he believe what he says? His full-time work is YouTube.
Yeah, he gave up his full-time job. He was running a cafe. He was he had a restaurant, and he was working in the restaurant, and he gave that up to do YouTube full-time. Yeah. And then he said, I'm an old man. I didn't realise that I had to earn money. Now, I don't know whether he was being sarcastic then, because he sort of pretended that he'd forgotten that he had to earn money. But YouTube, of course, earn money. They make money out of him, don't they? Because they take a big cut of all the slooper chats. They take 35, so between 30 and 40% they take. So as well as all the AdSense. So they are making money out of him. So that's the only reason I can think why they're reluctant to do anything. I just don't understand it.
No, business is business. I get it, but this is not business, and that's just another level right there in terms of him, having no conscience, no morals, no anything. He clearly has no problem taking money from poor lonely ladies. Like,
yeah, no problem at all. His attitude. They give it to me, they give it to me freely, willingly, but when
he kind of attitude, what I sense.
Sorry, say that again.
He almost comes off with a "you owe it to me, you owe me that money" kind of attitude.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll say things like, I've spent 10 hours making this video for you, and I do this for you. Well, no, he does it for himself. It was his choice to give up. Our channel, this channel isn't our job. We've all got full time. We're all, we all work. This is like what we do in our free time. I don't want to say it's a hobby, because that is an insult, really, because it's much, much more than that. We're very passionate about it. We do it in our free time, but he does it as his job, his proper job. And I don't know I guess other than the really massive big YouTubers, I don't know of any other channel that does it as their full-time job. They all do it in their spare time as well. People like Grey Hughes and Mummy Ramblings and that.
Well, let me fill you in on a little tidbit. I actually worked, I did computer support for Apple for 5 years. That iMovie application that he's using to create his videos with could be used by a child. It is a very, very simple program to use.
Yeah, it's iMovie, isn't it? iMovie, yeah.
Yeah. That's it's like anybody and if you don't know what you're doing, like, it's very, very straightforward and very simple. It's not at all, and it comes built in with the Mac operating system, right? So it's not anything a really high end video creator would use. They would definitely use something else. And that's what I was saying earlier about that the normalization clip sound feature. His videos with his sound being all over the map, I can't take that anymore either. Like, I just can't listen to it. One breath he's like screaming and blowing your speakers, and the next one you can't even hear him.
Yeah, and you'll turn your volume up, and then all of a sudden he's shouting again.
Within a second, exactly, all within the same video. Like, it's ridiculous. And that's just, I mean, that's a simple feature like this. It's not a massive program. So it's total bullshit that it takes him 10 hours to do a video. He was doing it on his phone on top of that. It's not like he's got a big studio set up in his house.
Yeah, I know. It's just ridiculous. But why would you even keep saying about how long it takes you to, he's like moaning about it. If this is a job, when I go to work, I don't moan that it took me 3 hours to do this or 10 hours to do that. It's my job, and I'm getting paid for it. If I don't like it, then I won't do it. So why would he even be moaning about stuff like that?
The pity factor, or the you owe me money because I've put in all this work for you.
Exactly. That's what I think it is. Look what I've done for you guys. Look how much time I've spent for you guys.
Now gimme.
Now give me some money, or give me some likes because of all. He actually says that. Give me some thumbs up for all my hard work. Oh, people should like the video out of their own free choice. They shouldn't be asked. They shouldn't be told. They should. It's our own choice. If we want a thumbs up or thumbs down, we do it ourselves. We don't have to be told.
There was a little run there where every time he would do that, I would immediately go and do the thumbs down.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Right, I thought we were bringing one of these other callers in, haven't we?
Off, eh?
Yeah, so we got a busy screen tonight. Well, thanks for calling anyway. It's really nice to hear from you.
It was a pleasure to actually chat with you, and I know we will again. So keep up the good fight for sure.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
All right, take care, guys. Bye.
Speak again. Bye.
Jen. Bye, darling. Bye.
Right, who was next, Phoebe? See the Ginger, or I can't remember.
Ginger, I think.
Ginger.
I think it was Ginger. I have only got 4 on my screen.
Got two at the bottom. Okay, let's bring Ginger in. I'm sorry if it was you. If it's the other caller, I'm very sorry. I can't remember which one it was. Are you there, Ginger?
Hey, y'all.
Oh.
Well, Ginger said she thinks she was last.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go last, Ginger? Do you know if you were before the other person, or?
I'm trying to get out.
Okay, let me just live.
I'm going to stay quiet, Dad.
It's okay. Yeah, hi, Ginger. Are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah. Do you know if you were before the other caller or after?
Let me look at the screen. I think I was last, to be honest. I got locked out of the account.
Oh,
Would you be able to? Oh,
yeah, I'll hold.
Would you be able to hold, Ginger, if you don't mind? Are you okay to do that?
I sure will.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Is it caller ending 164? Is that?
Yeah. Hello.
It is. Yeah. I don't mind waiting if Ginger wants to jump in. That's fine. I'm happy with that.
Are you sure?
I have no problem, so I don't mind either way. I don't want to jump the queue.
I can't remember who was next anyway.
Oh, let's go with this one. Yeah.
Okay.
So caller ending 164. That will stay with you.
Yeah, your voice sounds familiar. Actually, you phoned it before, haven't you?
It does. I did. I don't want to talk about what I talked about before because that's quite raw for me.
Yes.
But I think you remember.
Yes.
No, I don't know who.
Yeah. Well, we spoke about domestic violence.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do remember you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, no, but okay. So I'm really. Oh my gosh. I'm at a loss with this. So, the reason I joined, and I did subscribe to AD's channel some time ago, months ago, in fact. I'm not a subscriber now. And I purely did it because of one of the moderators that I was friends with way back in the McCann case. But the trouble is, over the period of time, I'm not one to go and abuse AD in his channel. That's not my style. That's not who I am. So if I had anything to say, I would go back to this moderator and just have a chat with them and, you know, get it off my chest and say, look, I don't agree with this, and I don't agree with him on that. And, you know, and that's the way it's gone over the time. The trouble is, it's got worse and worse for me. As time's gone by, I don't approve of the way he speaks to his subs. I don't, oh my gosh, he absolutely infuriates me. I can't even begin to tell you. When I consider people in the UK, he has to be the worst advocate for UK citizens. I don't know how else to say it. He absolutely makes my blood boil. He's an absolute nonce, and I struggle with it. And I've let this moderator know how I feel over the time, and I've been very respectful, and I haven't put it in his channel. But last night, even though I'm not a subscriber anymore, absolutely took the biscuit for me, because he, you know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, was talking about dyslexia and how it affects him around his speech and his spelling and his reading and so on and so forth. And I took the greatest sympathy on that, because I've got 4 children. They're all grown up, don't get me wrong, and I'm very lucky that they're all grown. And that comes back to the Rzucek family, which, you know, those children will never get to the age that mine are now. And my heart bleeds for them when it comes to that. So I'm very grateful for that. But one of them is dyslexic. And so I had a lot of sympathy for this live that he did.
Yeah.
But then when I watched last night's live, one of his subs suggested that it would be really nice to do a book club, a true crime book club, where on a Thursday night when he's not online, where he goes out or whatever he does on those nights, that he would record a book, a true crime book for his subs to listen to. And he also suggested that if they wanted him to, he would read the book live to them on another night. And that, for me, absolutely got me.
Oh, yeah.
Because
yeah.
how can you possibly say that you can read a true crime book to your subs if you are dyslexic? How does that work? It just absolutely begs belief. I do not understand it. I don't get it. And that is the turning point for me. And it's the turning point when I have been a very loyal friend to one of the moderators. I cannot be that. I can't be that anymore.
Right.
I can't. It absolutely makes my blood curdle.
That is a complete contradiction, isn't it? To say, you know, for him to come out and obviously say that he's dyslexic, and then talking about reading out a book to people.
Yeah.
That's almost throwing it back in your face, isn't it? That's just that's outrageous.
Tracy and I were discussing this, actually, guys, just to jump in, but Tracy and I were discussing this earlier, and we felt, or I feel, that if, I'm not that I am dyslexic, but I would imagine that if you were dyslexic and somebody suggested that you read a book live or, you know, on pre-recorded, you would be filled with horror. You would be terrified. You could even have like a mini panic attack or something like that.
Yeah.
It would fill you with dread and horror. That's how I imagine if somebody suggested that.
Well,
and he also realised that if he didn't do it live, that he wouldn't get any super chats. I think that sort of occurred as well, didn't it? He
Well, of
realised
course. I think we've all worked out it's all about the money. You know, and I'm all for people, you know, live and let live, let them earn what they want to earn, doing their own thing. But when it hurts, I can't get my head around the Rzucek family and this Chris Watts case. And I've got my own opinions, and they probably don't, you know, match with others. But my heart bleeds. I cannot even get my head around how I would feel if this happened in my family. It's unimaginable.
Yeah.
And for people to use that to, you know, gain a few quid, which is exactly what it is. You know, he's admitted that if you put what's in, you know, in the title, then you're going to get, you know, more subs, more patrons, more this, more that. And it absolutely makes my blood curdle. And I feel for that family so much. I actually bleed for it. It's just unimaginable.
That's what he's doing. Yeah, he's using their name.
Yeah.
You know, and the case and everything, just to line his own pockets. It really is that simple. You know.
Yeah.
And
anyone in the UK knows the background of this person. It's not hard to find. If you go onto Company's House and all the other things, we all know the background, you know. And for somebody of his age to have had the amount of employment that he's had, I know he says, I've had a lot of experience in this, and this. No, you haven't actually held a job down for very long in any of them. That's the way I look at it. I don't see it as you're widespread and, you know, you're a jack of all trades. I don't think he's a master of any of them. That's, you know, that's my take on it. But
I can hear in your voice that you're extremely frustrated and upset about it. And I don't blame you, because like you said, you felt very sympathetic towards him, didn't you? Because of the dyslexia, you felt empathy for him. And I guess you feel like you've kind of been tricked in a way, do you?
Well, I don't know about tricked.
Okay.
You know, I'm not completely naive. I'm a moderator on a completely different platform.
Okay.
So I know how these things work. But having said that, you know, I actually contributed to his channel once. And you know what? He didn't even recognise it. He didn't acknowledge it. He didn't do anything. And that was when I thought to myself, you know, you clearly have no insight into what's going on. I think he's so for the money. It just
so
if
you didn't
we don't all support
you
him. No, not once. And so that was the end of it for me.
How can anybody defend that type of behaviour, you know? It doesn't take much to say thank you, but it means such a lot to somebody when they are being thanked, you know?
Yeah, and they put themselves out and they give you a little bit of financial support.
Absolutely.
And, you know, at the end of the day, he might have missed it. It might have scrolled through. It might have been a fast chat. You can call it all sorts of things. But like I say, I mod on another platform. And if we've missed anything, we go back the next time we're live and we mention it. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it takes 15 minutes out of the live stream. We go through all of the subs, all of the contributions, all of the donations. And that's what we do for the first 10, 15 minutes or however long it takes. And that was a few months ago. And that was my first alarm bell, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I stopped subscribing. I haven't given another penny. And I literally just go in now and just see whatever rubbish is going to come up. And that's the only reason I'm there. I have absolutely no respect for the guy whatsoever.
I think that's just another example of how he doesn't realise what he says, what he does and what he doesn't say, how it impacts people, you know, whether it's one person, 10 people or 100 people, you know, doesn't matter. But he impacts people, he affects people with the things that he says and the things that he doesn't say, you know.
And he doesn't care
I
about
don't
his subs, does he?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He hasn't got a
No.
clue. Yeah, and if it wasn't for his subscribers, he wouldn't be there, you know, and every channel creator should be very, very aware of that, you know, that if it's not for your
Yeah, of course.
subscribers, you know.
I think the thing with AD is that he must, because I'm one of them, he loses subscribers daily. But then for whatever reason, he picks up new ones and then they run with it for a month or two and then they disappear. And then, you know, a new lot come in and they sub him and donate to him and patron him and everything else. And then they disappear and then the new lot comes in. And I think it's a circle. And I'm like, this guy seems to be untouchable. And yet he is the world's worst UK citizen there is on the planet. I can't get my head. And all these Americans absolutely love him. And I'm thinking, is it his accent? You know, he pretends to be a Londoner, which we all clearly know. I was born in Devon. He's clearly a Devonian. And yet he tells people that he's a Londoner, which we all know he isn't. They seem to love his accent. And I think that's why they pay him money. Because if I try to put myself in those American people's shoes, and I'm like, okay, so if I was to hear an American, I'm not for the American accent, I'm more for the Australian. But okay, so if I was to hear an Australian accent that appealed to me, I would probably jump on that bandwagon for that reason only. And that is what I think is happening with some of these American women. They're like, oh my God, it's a UK guy, he's got a cool accent. But they don't listen to the UK people because most of his subs are American because the UK people can see straight through him.
Yeah, because we're not attracted, are we, by the voice? The voice, the accent doesn't appeal to us because it's normal for us. There's nothing special about his accent.
Exactly.
So I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, people are starting to see.
I think it's all about his. Sorry, go on.
So I think more and more people now, you know, not just from the UK but from other parts now, are starting to see the same thing as well. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, channels like yourself and, you know, all of the others that are really trying to get the message out there. And I think that message is being, you know, brought home. I think a lot of people are tuning in and starting to make their own mind up. So everything you're doing is brilliant.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
But look, I'm going to jump off the line because one, I have to get up for work, and two, there's somebody else waiting. So I'll jump off and let somebody else speak. But it's been great speaking to you, and, you know, I am 100% behind you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. It means a lot. It
really does. It really does. Thank you.
And as for Frank, if you're still in the channel, we're all rooting for you.
Yeah. We've got your back, Frank.
No worries. Okay, speak to you soon, guys.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thanks.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, it's bringing the wonderful Ginger. Hello, Ginger. Sorry to keep you waiting there. I had a bit of a busy night tonight.
That's okay. Y'all are popular. Hey, everybody.
Say hello to Ginger. Probably know quite a few of these people in the chat, don't you?
Just a few.
Yeah.
So I just wanted, well, thank you. I don't want to cut you off. I think there's a delay.
Okay, well, the floor is yours, Ginger. You say what you want to say. We'll just listen.
Well, basically, one thing that's been bothering me lately is their Facebook group. They act as if we don't see the screenshots circulating. We see the screenshots circulating, and they are posting the most horrible, vile things in there about anyone that has a different opinion. And then there are other people in there that are also, they have no idea what's going on. They admit to it. And then they make remarks like, you know, about your bow, Phoebe. That really pissed me off. I mean, how old are we? I don't think at any time the majority of us has included name calling in our comments. But that's the level they get to. and they make insinuating comments. A couple have left my name out of their mouth, but they all know who they're talking about, when they start with the description. But, the sites that are doing that, those people are being blocked left and right. And I believe that some of those people are strictly in it to stir the pot. They have nothing else to do, nothing. And so they go in there and they make up these ugly comments. The stuff starts circulating around, and it just keeps the fire going. And then it makes us, get off of the beaten path so that we lose our focus on what's going on.
Yeah. There's a lot goes on behind, isn't there? What some people might not be aware of, but on the Facebook group and stuff, there's quite a lot, like you say, there's quite a lot of comments, nasty, kind of insinuating comments that go on behind the scenes, isn't there? Not, not on his channel on YouTube, but sort of behind the scenes on Facebook.
Disgusting. And the things that they're doing, the admins are doing it because the guidelines are different for YouTube than they are Facebook. So they're using one platform for one thing and another platform for others. And I mean, to me, it's all the same. Your remarks are bullying, or they're degrading, or they are stirring up people to want to come to his defense. So therefore, they come out in force on YouTube and they start attacking these creators. Excuse me. They started attacking these creators, and half the time they have no idea what's going on. If most of these viewers could see what goes on behind the scenes in a single day, it's a completely different world than it is on the viewing side.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and like you say, a lot of this stuff that's put out there is coming from his moderators, isn't it? These aren't just subscribers.
A lot of it is, and I'll be honest. There's been I have a file of over 250 screenshots just from the moderators and the administrators, and that is, you lead by example. So if that's how you let your team lead you, that's on you. That makes you look bad. If my moderators were out there doing the things and saying the things that their moderators are doing, I would let them go. Bottom line, I don't care if it's been 6 years. If they're doing that and they're being ugly to other people and other subs who don't always, I'm not saying everybody's innocent here. I've spoken out, but I haven't spoken harshly, and I've spoken nothing but the truth. But I've also been accused of things I haven't done, and the lies just keep circulating and circulating. And as a matter of fact, the police traced one of his moderators. The police traced an account back to her. It was traced back to her. I found that out today. So she was going on to Bam's chat, and she was saying, hey, and she was putting my middle, maiden, and last name in. What are you doing here? So here I'm thinking it's one other person, and come to find out it's one of his moderators.
Wow.
And I have proof of this. So there are authorities involved. It goes beyond this. There are many things. There's others that are being hacked. Some, they're financial institutions. I'm not going to go into details, but that becomes a different crime altogether. So the people who think they're getting away with these things, they're not getting away with it. There are many, many different authorities in different countries that are involved in this.
Yeah. Good. I mean, yeah, they can't get away with these things. They accuse us of bullying and what have you, and I mean, we see a lot, some of the screenshots come through to us from Facebook. We can't believe some of the stuff that we read, and like you say, I mean, we wouldn't dream of anyone on our channel if we found out that they were putting these remarks out or bullying remarks or what have you. They'd be off our channel. We just wouldn't, because like you say, although you're at the forefront, your subscribers and moderators and stuff, they represent you and they represent the channel, and you've got to be accountable for that, haven't you?
You do. And I'm not saying it's all of the moderators, but there are some that are involved, and they're making him look even worse. They are. And the things that they're doing off of YouTube and on a different platform, they're playing between the lines is what they're doing, so that they're able to get out all what they want to get out. And then they come back on YouTube and they're playing like they didn't say or do anything, or they're claiming that it's not a hate group. Well, hate groups aren't just speaking your opinion. When it goes beyond speaking your opinion and you're stirring up bullying remarks that are derogatory, you're speaking, it's disgusting. I'm so beyond it. I've had to take a break. That's where I've been. I have other things coming up for my channel, but I'm not trying to do a plug here, but I'm just saying I've had to take a break from it because there's been so much stuff going on behind the scenes. My focus has not been on that. My focus has been on this. And they keep wanting to use the thing, well, everybody's reporting on Watts. Everybody has, the Patreon accounts, things like that. It's not always what you do. It's also how you do it. And the sensationalism and the pride that goes into refusing to let something go, even when people ask you nicely and you're just completely dismissed, I don't even know. I mean, honestly, I'm at a loss for words at this point.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are really, like you say,
Yeah, we've just had to. Maureen's been in the chat, and we've just, she's not in the chat anymore. Should we say it like that?
See, that's the thing. Yeah.
What did she say?
Pardon?
I'm sure she had something to address me with.
She said, "You liar."
You liar.
Yeah. But don't worry, Ginger. Everybody's backing you up. Everyone's saying,
And I appreciate that because I think that. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, I think you're right. There is a little delay. Hello. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So I don't remember what I was saying, but for her to call me a liar, and what I find funny about that is that I have seen so many people speak out against me, and what they're being told or what they're even saying is so untrue. It's so far from the truth. I have a right to my opinion, and what I say in private messenger, that's my opinion. It's in private messenger, but I have people saying things that are absolutely not true. 100%. One person that left my group, she has a bad taste in her mouth and she has it out for me. Why? Because I volunteered to help him. He didn't force me to do it. I volunteered, but I was harassed and browbeated so much. If I was going to release anything, I would definitely release a lot more than what's been circulated. It would include, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people's conversations. And it wouldn't make them look, like they were walking a perfect straight line either. But I wish she would say, why am I a liar? How am I a liar?
Well, that's
because
it,
I said she harassed me. She did. She harassed me. She was rude. And all the moderators that were in that group can stand up in your room right now and they'll tell you. All of them are in this room, maybe minus one. Well, I think all of them are in your room. But they were all treated disrespectfully. And so what if they have that opinion? We have that right to have that opinion. But to come on here and just say liar, that's, how old are you, lady?
That's it. That's all they'll do. We put ourselves here. They've got an opportunity to call in and, do it properly, but that's the way they choose to do it. It just says a lot, doesn't it?
Ginger, the chat are 100%. They're 100% behind you. Everyone in chat is backing you up 100%. So please, please know that.
Well, I appreciate it. But, if she wants to call me a liar about one of the moderators, the account's being traced back to the moderator, she can call the Somerset, England police a liar because they're the one that traced it back to their moderator.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll argue with that.
Okay. Well, that's all. Sorry. I just had to get that out there. The YouTubers that are in here, they're seeing what's going on YouTube and they're thinking, this has gotten out of hand. What is going on? They don't see that other side, which I had to deactivate my account because of what she did. You know, she didn't dox me here. And no, it didn't include my address, but, you know, she did enough damage. She knew exactly what she was doing, and so did the other moderator. But they don't see that side. They think that we just have this agenda and it's just hate, hate, hate. I've never talked poorly about his subs. I was a sub at one time. We all see the light eventually. Eventually. And trust me, they all will see it eventually. But for the ones that don't, that's their prerogative, you know. But there's a whole another world of things going on. And that's going on in their Facebook, you know. And someone said today, isn't it illegal to screenshot Facebook? I'm not in your group. I'm not screenshotting your group. I get this information, but so do the police. The police are getting this information as well. So what's the difference between screenshotting on here, and what's the difference between Alan saying, he told, and Elle Boyd said it herself, so I'm not calling her and putting her on the spot, but he told her he had screenshots of her. He has it. I've seen the message. He is screenshotting people. He is cyber stalking when you do that. When you go onto other people's chat and you start screenshotting away for your little file, you know, we're going to get you for libel comments. We're going to, you know, that is cyber stalking. That is against the law here in the United States. I don't care if you're across the ocean or not. You're breaking our laws, and we have a right to be protected.
Do, yeah, absolutely you do, because he's reaching out. You know, YouTube is a global platform, isn't it? He's reaching out to way over the pond to all you guys in America. So yeah, you absolutely need to be protected. And he's often said, we've got the screenshots, you know, so we know that they're screenshotting, but and we've seen
post them in
yeah, I had something,
and
I had
they
an
post them
email.
on their Facebook.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I missed what you said, Ginger, that last sentence.
I was saying go ahead. I was just saying they post them. They take these screenshots and they post them in Facebook to get everyone stirred up. They think they're doing this due diligence of hanging the trolls up on the wall. But that's not always so. I mean, a lot of people in here have a valid point. They have a valid opinion. Just like it's his opinion, it's our opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
But half the viewers aren't seeing
when they're doing all this in their secret Facebook group, the people that they are screenshotting or talking about, they don't have the right to reply, do they? I know a lot of the time they don't know it's being said, but when we get to hear about it, it's very frustrating because these things are being said about us that are untrue, but there's no way that we can reply and get our point of the story across other than, you know, like here and now, we get the chance to reply. But I'm sure that there are other people that don't have the opportunity to either defend themselves or explain themselves, you know. So it really is just stirring.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, yeah. And so are you, Ginger. It's just stirring the pot.
I agree 100%. But the viewers need to know that this extends beyond YouTube, and that there are people who see these screenshots and they are defending you. So even if you feel you're being bashed, or you feel that nothing's being done, that we're just talking about it, we're not. This is not a threat. This is the truth. And it's my truth. I don't care what Maureen thinks. This is my truth. And just because you disagree with it doesn't make it any less true. I mean, that's just all there is to it. There are two sides with the YouTube and the Facebook. And from my understanding, and I don't have Twitter, I don't have time for Twitter, but I understand that there's a war going on with Twitter as well. They're using different platforms for this.
Yeah, I think you've raised a very good point there. You know, a lot of people don't realise all that's going on, you know, off of YouTube on Facebook. You know, they keep it away from their YouTube channel.
Exactly right. That is exactly right. And see, people are saying, well, why don't you use your channel? Why don't you release this? Why don't you say that? Because we have enough of our channels that I'm doing what I can as far as laws go, and we're trying to create a proposal, and we're trying to do other things. And no, this isn't like against AD. This is for victims and the survivors and families. So we're working on things like that. And until it comes to fruition, or that we even know it's gotten from point A to point B, I really don't want to speak on that. But we have enough of our channels out here speaking out that, I have a family of 6. My channel I've used to create, that's my little out away from my family. Everything I do for them. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. But it doesn't mean that I don't support you guys, or that I don't support any of the other channels. It just means that I have a different outlet, and sometimes people need that break, and that's okay. But in the meantime, I'm still going to watch who I want to watch. He says, don't let them tell you who to watch or what to do. Well, don't tell me who I can watch. Just because I'm a creator doesn't mean that I can't go on another channel or another chat and talk to other people. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean I'm trying to get views or subscribers. It simply means that I have a voice too, and I want to be heard, and I want to support the channels that I want to support. That is my choice.
Absolutely, yeah, that's your freedom of choice.
Tie up your floor or anything. I just wanted to get that out there so that they know that there's more to the story than what they're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we just find out, Dad, who that caller is that's just called in? Would that be okay?
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second.
Just ask them who it is, please.
Okay. Hi, can I just ask who's called, please?
It's Solange again.
Oh, it's Solange.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Solange, can you just hold for a moment, please, while we just
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
Okay.
Okay, I just had an idea, but no, that's okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So, Ginger, yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you for having me on, and at least letting me shed a little bit of light onto this, and so that more people are aware of what's going on. And also know, for those who aren't speaking up as much, but they have an opinion, you're not being bashed. You are being defended. We're taking a different route to do this, is all we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly aware, of all the hard work you're putting in, Ginger, in the background.
No, it's not just me. I mean, it's you guys. There's a whole team of people, behind it all. Everybody's working diligently. Everyone. It's absolutely not just me. Trust me on that. And Elle, I'm sorry I brought you up.
Oh, I'm sure she'll forgive you, Ginger. But I just want to say that I think that you, Ginger, you've conducted yourself in such a dignified manner, because, I'm sure we all know that there's probably lots of stuff that that went on behind the scenes when you were modding for, did more than mod for him, didn't you? That you could shout out about, but you've chosen not to. It took you a long time before you even spoke out, and I know that you did a lot of soul searching as to whether you wanted to speak out. So I think that you have conducted yourself in a very dignified, classy manner. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Well, I really appreciate it, and I respect you guys, regardless of what they think your agenda is. Excuse me. A difference of an opinion, and for those who aren't here to continue this war of words, I want to see change, as well as all of us want to see change. And the main thing I want to see change for is for the victims and their families, so that they are not continuing to go through this. People will say, well, why can the media do it? Well, the media they're monitored and mandated. They have license. They have everything that they need, and they have guidelines. It's like there are guidelines here, but they're not being mandated. They're not being, monitored and followed through. So everybody's, reporting for copyright and reporting for whatever they can. And that's just not enough. That's not enough to protect the victims and the families from being sensationalized. And there should be some form of guideline for all of us, not just him, but for everyone, all of the creators in the true crime community. It should be a guideline followed by all of us.
Yeah, very well said.
I appreciate your time. Thanks, you guys. Thank you, everybody on chat. I can't see you because it's hard to read while you're talking, but thank you. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, Ginger. Thanks for calling in. I echo exactly what Phoebe said. I think you've handled yourself very dignified, and in what you're doing.
And
And
Kelly girl, I see that. Somerset traced it back to the moderator. Absolute crap. We can prove it. Well, you just sit tight, Kelly girl, because you've got something coming for you. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
yeah, thank you, Ginger. Take care.
Okay, sweetheart. Bye-bye, darling. Thanks for ringing.
Bye. Okay.
Very happy. Yep.
I'll do it. I can do it, I think. There we go. Okay, so we got Solange then. Be our last one, won't it, Phoebe? I think.
I think so, yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
take the meeting
Last
ID
caller.
out. So,
I wanted to ask you,
hello.
hello, I'm back.
Hello, you're
You
back.
just
You're
told me I was
live.
unmuted.
That's okay.
Yeah. Hi guys. I just wanted to ask you about the new hate speech rules on YouTube, and why, when you do go to report actual hate speech against victims and their families, that it's not actually showing.
Oh, I don't know about
I
this. Do you know, Phoebe, about this?
I don't know about this. No, I don't know about this. Is it a new
Yeah.
hate
Yeah.
speech on YouTube?
Yeah, it was introduced on June the 5th. I saw it on Martin's channel. And when you go to report that way, it brings up the, what does it come under? Well, hate speech. Okay?
Yeah, I've got the policy
so you bring
here.
that up.
Yeah, I've got the policy in front of me here, Solange. Yeah.
Yeah, well, can you see the bit, last one from the bottom? It should
Yes,
say
victims of a major violent event and their kin.
Yes. Yes. So I felt that a lot of people should be affected by that. Sorry, I'm laughing, but they should. And I also wanted, seeing as YouTube has brought this in, I was also wondering if there's a way that a law could be brought in the US. Okay, obviously this would have to be done by the Rzucek family, to stop this ever happening again.
Yeah, I mean, I think, ultimately, the real ideal goal would be a new law, wouldn't it? Put in place to kind of protect the families. I guess it would have to be, I don't know whether it would be applied to YouTube to kind of cover the whole globe, or.
Well, I think YouTube are already trying, they've introduced that. But I watched a documentary yesterday, and it's got nothing to do with anything violent or anything. But there was a lady, and it's a long story. But what the doctor done to her wasn't actually illegal, and she and her daughter went to, I'm not sure where Americans go through their senators. I don't understand how it works. And they, the mother and daughter, created the law because it wasn't actually against that before. And it gave me an idea.
Yeah, I think that's happened on a couple of occasions, hasn't it, where laws have been created in America, and it's often been the name of the law has been the name of the person, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, it would be Shannon's law then.
Yeah, Shannon's law. Yeah, that's what we would need to call it.
Yeah, it's just a thought. When I watched this program yesterday, I can't go into too much detail, but at the end of the day, they couldn't do anything about it, so they created the law themselves. And Shannon has had, well, I can't even understand what they're doing. I've personally never seen this before in my life. Personally, I just can't get over it, and I think that it would be well worth doing. I've never seen that happen to a victim before.
No. I mean, yeah, I mean, Shanann's law would be amazing, wouldn't it? If out of this whole.
I mean, obviously, if Mr. Rzucek thinks I'm overstepping here, that's fine, and you know, I'm not pushing my opinions. It was just something that came to me yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a lovely thought.
I don't I don't mean it as disrespectful. I just wondered, you know, if they would like to do it, because not only that, it would be in Shanann's memory, and nobody would ever forget this then.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's certainly something that obviously we, maybe at some point we could put to the family, if that's something they would be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it sounds amazing, doesn't it? Something like that, like you say, could remember her by and stop it happening again to other people.
For the future, for other people.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It would that'd be amazing.
Because I'm sure the Rzucek family, well, they've just gone through. It breaks my heart what they've gone through, and I think that, they're a kind, lovely family, and I don't think they'd like to see any family go through this.
No, Yeah, agree totally. Yeah, and it'll be a sort of chink of light, wouldn't it, to come out of it.
Yeah, and it would honour Shanann's memory.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, it's just me having a wild thought, and I'm not, I'm not pushing things here. I'm not the deck chairperson. It's just
I think we know that you're speaking from your heart. I think that's very evident, my darling. You're speaking from your heart.
I am. I thought about it long time yesterday after I'd watched this certain program, and like I said, it had nothing to do with it, but the idea planted in my head.
Did they actually get the law passed then, did they, or?
Yeah, and I'll give you the quick bit. The lady's gone, and she did an artificial insemination by donor. 20 years later, the daughter meets the donor. Blah, blah, goes wrong, and she finds out that the actual OBGYN had inseminated her with his own.
Right.
Okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, they took it to court. It wasn't against the law. So they made the law.
Wow.
When did this happen, Solange?
I don't know if I saved it. I look at various things on YouTube, but it's on YouTube.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be too hard. It wouldn't be too hard to find.
Sure.
And,
no.
Okay. Yeah, they created the law.
Well, that's very powerful.
Yeah, I thought it was powerful too. The daughter and her mum created it together, so it wouldn't happen to anybody else.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm just reading through. I'm just still reading through the hate speech policy, because the problem is it's about the reporting, because that was your original question, wasn't it, Solange, about why isn't it happening? But when you click on the report button, the hate speech, it doesn't show. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 categories. One of them is hateful or abusive content, but it doesn't say about victims and their kin. There's nothing about that. The option isn't there. So how are we supposed to report
Exactly.
it?
Yeah, and it's just the rule we need as well.
What if Martin would
But I
give
also,
help?
yeah, I did ask yesterday and got back to me yet. But and then, like I say, I watched that documentary and it just all started click, and I thought, well, if YouTube's catching on. Maybe they haven't enforced it yet. And I just thought, oh, and then I watched that documentary and then I got a little bit more into it then. You know,
Well, leave it
I
with
don't
us.
know though.
Leave it with us. We'll do a little bit of digging and research a little bit further. And hopefully next time we go live, don't know when that'll be, maybe at the weekend or something, then we'll be able to update you and see what we can find out.
Okay, if in the meantime, Phoebe, I can find the documentary I watched. It's very short. I'll send it to you.
Lovely. That would be great.
Which it just gave me the idea, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly where you're coming from, Solange. So yeah. Leave it with us and we'll do some research, Tracy, Dad and I, and then we'll update you on the both like creating the law and the hate speech, how to report the hate speech.
Yes, it's just something, because every time I see these awful things written or said, it just well, I can't imagine how they're feeling, and I just don't know how these people can do it to them. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
I know.
Sickens us.
I mean, I don't know what they get out of it. I really don't. But anyway, just an idea. I didn't want to offend Mr. Rzucek by, throwing, like, please go and get a law. It isn't like that. It's just something I thought, and it might help them heal on their way to healing.
Yeah.
That they've achieved, that they've achieved something that will stop this awful behaviour in the future.
Yeah.
Before it catches on and becomes a trend, because that's what I'm afraid of.
Good point. Yeah, could the more it drags on, it could.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
And let's face it, we've proved them all wrong. I mean, I'm not going to even give them airtime anyway, but it's just a thought. And like I say, I'm not pushing the Rzucek family into something. I thought it may be a project that would actually, bring the three of them together and help in the healing process. If it was passed, it would be absolutely, they'd feel on top of the moon for that.
Yeah, I'm getting a lump in my throat just thinking about it, Solange.
Yeah, I have these very strange ideas. I can't say where they work, but I have to come up with ideas, so it's just one of them.
Yeah, well, Solange, this has affected all of us, still affects all of us, doesn't it? On a daily basis, we all think about the Rzuceks. We think about Shanann and the babies and Nico, Celeste, and we think about them every single day. And maybe that's, you and having your ideas, maybe that's part of, I'm going to get upset now, but maybe that's part of your way of coping. You like to focus on something that's going to maybe help, or something that could be a positive thing. That might be part of your healing, part of your coping mechanism.
Yeah. I do tend to be one of those, when faced with tragedy, I go into an overdrive of something else.
Yeah.
Let's see how this can benefit then.
Yeah, so like to
You
turn
know,
it, find some sort of positive if there is.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
turn a
yeah,
negative into a positive. That's, you know, like you say, I don't know the Rzucek family feel, but you know, it's certainly not telling them they've got. It's just an idea I had.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't
yeah.
take it in any other way, you know, as a positive. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that. That's a lovely
right.
thought. Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it with
Okay.
us, and yeah, leave it with us, and we'll do some research and let you know. Okay.
Okay, thank you for having me again. Phoebe, Dad, Tracy, Rebecca, Trusika, and Mr. Rzucek. Thank you.
Oh,
Bye.
you're all
Bye.
welcome. Bye,
You're
darling.
welcome.
Thank you for taking the time to
Bye.
call in.
Thank you. Take
Thank
care, you all. Okay.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye, Solange. Bye bye. Oh,
Oh, she's sweet.
sweet, sweet, kind lady. Bless her. So
Yeah,
sweet. Oh,
that's a great. I
thank
mean,
you,
yeah,
Solange. A lot of support for Solange in the chat
yeah.
as well.
Big cheers for
Hippo.
Solange.
Yeah, Hippo's saying, love you, Solange. I think Hippo and Solange are friends, I think, aren't they?
Lots of
Always
heart.
supporting each other.
Yeah, lots of hearts. Solange is adorable. Thank you, Solange. That's good, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everyone who comes on gets good support, don't they? That's what I like as well.
yeah,
Everyone who calls
always. You
in.
can always rely on it.
Yeah,
Always rely on our warriors to do the right thing.
positive vibes and positive, support and
Yeah,
everything.
definitely, definitely. Can we have lots and lots of purple hearts, guys, please, before we go?
Oh yeah,
That'd be wonderful.
I have to do this on my phone. I can never find them on
I'm the same,
my
Dad. I have
laptop.
to
Are
do
you
mine
the
on.
same?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have to do mine on my phone.
phone seems to have a lot more icons and stuff on it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? You think they'd all be pretty much the same, but oh wow, look at all those hearts. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I don't know if Frank's still with us. I think is he still here or anyway, I hope
I'm
he
not
can.
sure. I'm sure. Hopefully, he'll see this after. If not, if he doesn't see
Yeah,
it now, he will see it at some other time. I'm sure.
yeah. Oh, thank you, Pitbull. Thanks, everybody. Oh, Dave found them. Did you struggle a little bit, Dave S, finding your purple hearts?
I mean, just to finish, really, isn't it? I mean, just look at their work. Frank's words on the screen. All they ask for is peace. They want the drama to stop, family to be left alone.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I said before, that just sums it up, really, doesn't it? You can't say it any more straightforward than that. There's no hidden messages or anything like that. That's just straightforward. Please leave my family. I'm going to get upset now, but
Yeah,
please leave the family alone,
yeah.
please.
Just want peace. That's all they want. Be left alone.
Yeah, to heal. We can't begin to imagine, the suffering that they're going through on a daily basis. It's just unimaginable. But we're doing our best to provide the support. Thank you, Baroness.
Yeah. Case
You know,
closed. Yeah.
in the way that we can. We're just doing our small little bit. All of us. So when I say we, I don't mean just Team Phoenix. I mean all of us. All
Yeah.
145 of us that are here now. All our warriors. We're just doing our little bit to help. Yeah. Hashtag case closed.
Yeah. For
All victims need to be protected. It's decency shouldn't be too much to ask. Absolutely, Davis.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree with you there, 100%.
All victims, and they reverberate across the whole of YouTube, don't they?
Mm-hmm. But it really has this evening, Dad, sorry, it's really sort of brought it home to me that we reach out to people, and we've said before, everyone watching and the Rzucek family, they're real people with real lives and real feelings,
That's right, and they've all
And
got stories to tell. They've lost
yeah,
people in,
yeah,
in
definitely. And words are so powerful, and when you're sort of on a YouTube channel or watching creating from behind a screen, I think sometimes people forget that the people that they're talking about are real people.
absolutely, yeah. And when he's talking about these cases where people have been murdered and stuff, people watching will have similar stories, won't they? Similar
Hmm.
things may have happened to them. And I think he
Yeah,
forgets that.
a lot of them will. Yeah,
I think he forgets
yeah,
that. We've witnessed it here, haven't we? People calling in.
we have. Yeah, not just tonight. Like we have Miss Dog Lover on before and other callers, and they've shared their story with us, and it's it's a real privilege, that you guys phone us up and are willing to share your story with us and all our warriors. It's so much appreciated. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And we know it's difficult for some of you as well. You've said yourselves you don't normally speak out, and so we really do appreciate it when you phone in. Um, it means
Yeah,
a lot
no,
to
it's
us.
not easy. But we've got a lovely little family here now, haven't we? We've created a little family of Phoenix warriors.
Yeah, absolutely loyal, strong, compassionate people.
Yeah, united as one. Oh, thank you, Mandy. And Tracy as well. We've got Phoebe Dad and we've got our Tracy who's moderating the chat, of course.
Yeah.
She works very hard, as do all the moderators. Thank you.
I saw a couple of crazy troll sort of accounts. Did you see those drop in the chat? It's like 5 lines of crazy characters and stuff. They
Yeah,
kept
I
popping
think we've
in.
had to hide a couple of people tonight, haven't we? Or block
Mm,
a couple of people tonight, which, you
yeah.
know.
And Maureen came in.
Oh, VP, thank you, darling. Team Phoenix is my favourite channel.
I mean, Maureen, you can't just pop in here and say
Oh,
Ginger's a
Ginger. Sorry,
liar.
Dad.
I mean,
Sorry. Can
yeah.
I just answer Ginger's question?
Sorry, yeah.
No, it's okay. The message for our voice clip is respect for the Rzucek family. I mean, the deadline actually has passed, but I feel quite confident in saying that. I tell you what, if you want to email it to Team Phoenix, and then we'll pass it on to Robbie rather than bombarding Robbie's inbox. If you could send any clips for the not just respect for the Rzucek family, send them to TP, and we'll then forward them on to Robbie.
Yeah.
I contacted Robbie at the weekend, Aussie Life, and he said that it's going really well. He's putting it all together, and we're really excited to see the end result. But if anybody else wants to send in their clip, respect for the Rzucek family, just send it to TP. Our email address is always in the description section. So
Yeah. So it's respect for the Rzucek family, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Aussie Life, almost done. Thank you. Working hard, Robbie.
I can't wait for that. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, I just dropped him a line at the weekend just to touch base and see how he was getting on with it all, and it's all going really well.
Right. Okay. I suppose we better what are we now? 11:30 here
Yeah.
in the UK.
I don't ever like saying goodbye. I feel like I want to go on for another hour. But I know we can't. I know. But thank you everyone for joining us. We really appreciate it as always. It's great to spend time with you.
Yeah. Thanks ever so much, and I'm sure we'll be on again sometime soon.
Yep, we will. I'm just having a look. Thank you, Stardust. Yeah, Justine.
Yeah. Good night, Lady Vague. VP, Stephanie M, Bev Kotzek, Blooming Accents, Dave S, Tiki P, Hippie Love.
Thank Thank you, Mr. Shannonite, Zero, Bunny Rabbit, Mummy Drummy, Fairly Vague, Blooming Accents, Robbie, Jessie Back, Pitbull, Ginger, Sharon, Dave S. Oh, Dave S is in Ohio. Sorry. Always interesting. I love finding out where people live.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? All over the place.
Yeah,
up there.
I just a little snippet about your life is just good to know. So thank you for sharing that, Davis.
Okay, thanks to everyone then. So enjoy the rest of your day, afternoon, night, evening, whatever it is, wherever you're in the world.
Oh, Mimi Penford. I used to live in New Zealand. I used to live in Hastings in Hawke's Bay. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining us again, and take good care of yourselves, as always.
Yeah, and we will see you again. Take care.
Good night, Phoenix Warriors. Stay united. The fight will continue.
Bye-bye.
Bye.